Man, I haven't cut my nails in so long.
You disgusting animal.
I've been busy enough that it's like I'll know that I need to do it for a long time, and then like every time I'm in the shower, I'm like, well, I could do it right now, but I'm in a hurry, you know?
Mm.
All right, let's see. So this, all right, here's the link to the, oh wow, that already has people watching? Really? Wow. Holy shit.
People watch me eat a sandwich.
Okay. Yeah, give me a second while I just invite people to this hangout anyway. Hey. All right. There's the link. Mark, entertain them while I'm doing this.
Merry Star Wars, everyone.
Oh yeah, I did see that recently.
Yeah, I think you might have done a review or a quickie. So, my favorite spoiler was when Jar Jar Brinks um, blows up the Death Star and says, "It's gonna be some bomb-back trouble."
Yeah, we can't talk spoilers about Star Wars.
Well, that's obviously
today.
not.
No, no,
That
no,
doesn't
no. I
matter.
was
I
just
know.
thinking about that. Like, usually everybody likes to talk about a movie, and then people forget. Like, oh, I'm spoiling it for everybody.
I won't.
Like a current movie. It is the one where it's just like everybody cares about it. So, okay. Maximum of 10 people.
These are some of people gonna die. I can't do Jar Jar. I mean, I can do Jar Jar, not. I just can't do an impression of him. I'm running out of material, Adam. I'm a one-trick pony. Everyone knows it.
A pony.
Brody.
Okay, I just typed up a thing that I can copy and paste and send to my patrons. All right.
Man,
sent.
I sure do like Starbucks. Their sandwiches are good. Wow. Let's talk about quality.
Quality. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, sent it there.
Why don't you come in for the holidays? It's cold outside. Maybe you should come in for a drink.
Come in for the holidays, but not for Christmas. We don't take kindly to Christmas folks around here.
You can come in, and then maybe you can also enter.
Come inside. All right. 2 more messages for my PayPal donations, and then
I do love how
1 more for Patreon.
I do love how Starbucks is riding the line of Christmas shit without actually saying Christmas.
And Josh Furstein is the one that's helping them.
What do you mean?
He's the one that made the like Starbucks is evil and they won't write Merry Christmas on anything that they own and they're Satan. And so he made this big video telling all these evangelical Christians to buy Starbucks so that they can, when they ask what their name is, they can say, yeah. And it's like, okay, well, if you really don't like the business and you think they're evil, you just got a shit ton of people to buy their product. So good job, Josh.
Well,
all right.
That's assuming. Yeah, exactly. He's an idiot.
All right, just highlighting my patrons. He's hilarious. And there are people on my Facebook, I think I've told you this before, there are people on my Facebook that have like unironically shared his videos, and I just immediately unfriended them. Just immediately. I'm like, no, I don't need to know you anymore.
Did they come back as an evil spirit after they suicided on Live Leak to try and kill you?
Yes. That'd be funny if like Unfriended wasn't about a girl that committed suicide, but it was about a girl that just got unfriended. She was so mad that she would turn into a ghost.
Exactly.
All right, I just sent the Patreon invites, and we'll see if anybody shows up. There was one time where nobody showed up.
Yeah, that was
There was literally one time where nobody showed up. But I think, and that's also why like I've been broadcasting them every so often recently. I mean, now I think the broadcasting option works well for it anyway, whether or not it's like public or unlisted.
Yeah.
Because that way, when the 10-person maximum gets reached, then I can still see people in the comments. All right, so just adjusting my window so I can. I'm not taking off my shirt yet. Hey everybody. I guess without, can I say M without my lips touching? No, I can't. I already know I can't. That was one of my comments about, I don't know, at least one movie I reviewed where they make a noise that can only be made with their mouth closed,
Groot?
but their mouth is open. It was Groot that did it with the last time I mentioned it.
I am.
I am Groot.
Oh.
I am Groot. Groot.
I'll grope. Yeah.
I am Groper. The masked Groper.
I'm Siskel and I'm Groper. Whoa, hey.
Whoa, hey, too soon.
Sorry.
And there was never Siskel and Roper.
Yeah, I know. Allegedly.
Sorry. It was Ebert and Roper. And Siskel and Ebert. There was never a Siskel and Roper.
Groper.
Siskel and Groper.
It's terrible. What's everyone's plans?
Somebody's in the Hangout call.
Oh fuck.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, Adam and Mark.
We are broadcasting to my. I'm sure you read the message that I sent, but we are broadcasting to my vlog channel, which doesn't have that many people on it.
Oh no, I'm on a vlog. No, this is the one. This is the one day that I'm hungover as shit and my room looks like garbage.
It doesn't look that bad. I think I've broadcasted from my old room, having it look a lot worse. In fact, I'm pretty sure the last few times I broadcasted from my old room, it looked much worse. My old room was a mess by the time I left there because like just having that knowledge that I was moving out, I just stopped cleaning up. Like fuck it, what am I gonna do with the clean room anyway? Fuck life.
So how's the new place, guys?
That's a good question. It's a amazing property, but the previous tenants treated it like shit.
Oh, I feel you.
The previous tenants were the landlords, so that's really weird. But basically, it's got a little bit of work to do before it becomes amazing. Actually, already, even with the amount of work that's been done at this point, I would say it's already better than our last place.
That's good.
I mean, there's shit tons more space. Mark's living with me now.
Hi,
he
Mark.
has, like an office, and he can work on shit for like the gaming channel and stuff.
Yeah, I work right downstairs.
We are currently sitting in my room, and I don't even know what YouTube's new trending feature is.
Annoying. That's what it is.
Which is designed pretty similarly to how my old room was designed or organized, but it's organized slightly better. And as you can see, we are utilizing the windowsill as a seat, which works really well, or at least.
Oh, I thought that actually was a seat. All right.
No, he's sitting on a windowsill.
And a little drunky.
Yeah, on top of a drunky pillow. Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
New caller. How's it going?
Hi.
Hi.
Is my mic working?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Great.
Everybody's asking Mark to take off his shirt.
Or
the sweater.
It's a sweater.
Yeah, somebody did say sweater.
I'm sorry that my Canadian pride intimidates you, for starters. Sorry.
I think somebody else said another time that it's like a woman's sweater.
What? No, it's not.
I don't know.
No.
That looks like a
Unisex
little boy's sweater.
I'm progressive.
It could be an anybody's sweater if you want
Think about
to
it.
be.
Exactly.
There's no restrictions on what kind of sweater you can wear. I'm wearing a woman's hair right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take it
Anyway, so we
back.
were talking about the new place, and it's I'm really happy with it in terms of like it's a great location, tons of space, like everything that I wanted out of it, we can get out of it. It's just the past month I've been really, really, really busy and flustered and hectically just cleaning shit and organizing shit. I just finished setting up like most of the stuff in the main floor, main room thing. There was like a leak. I don't know if anybody saw my Twitter. There was a leak in one of the rooms like 3 days ago, and so now they have to repair the ceiling in one of the rooms too. It's the weird. It's I don't know what you're talking about with filtered quality. It's I don't. There's a lot of stuff wrong with this house that like you wouldn't expect anyone to do ever. Like when the landlords slash previous tenants left, they they left just a bunch of their shit just like as garbage that they didn't want because apparently they were like really late moving out because they were moving out somewhere else, but it just they made it really difficult and didn't really give us much time to prepare for the fact that the house would literally just be like the dirtiest house ever. Everything had like 4 inches of dust on it. All the baseboards, like most of this house, it looks like it just has never been cleaned ever, and it was just the weirdest fucking thing that we thought we were moving into a house that would be cleaned by the time we moved into it, and then it just didn't happen, and that was really annoying. But it's coming along. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it good, and now everything's much better organized in my room. I'm happy about that.
That's good.
Have I ever seen Zero Day from 2003? No, I haven't. Everybody's just asking me to take off my shirt. How did this happen?
It's trending. Oh my god.
Oh no, it's a meme.
Trending YouTube tab. Adam takes off shirt.
That I could just change the stream title to that.
Yeah.
Fuck Patreon Hangouts.
Smash that like button. Get that shirt off.
Smash that like button over and over. Penetrate it.
Get it, get it, get it.
Thumbs up. You know where that thumb's going.
Oh, so thanks for the Star Wars quickie today. That was
Oh, no worries.
is really
I mean,
good to know. I was not really sure how it was going to be, and I don't really care that much about Star Wars in the first place. So
Yeah, I'm also speaking from like a non-fan. Like I'm not really a giant Star Wars fan
Yeah.
to begin with. You know what? I don't know why my cam is being
Blurry.
a little pixelated in the stream because I mean when I'm looking at it in the Hangout window it looks fine, but I'm just noticing in the stream that it looks kind of shitty. I don't know why.
yeah, it looks shitty, but I have it full screen, so I have no idea. I don't know how to Google.
Maybe if I just click on my face, then it'll start to get better. No, I'll have to wait. Anyway, yeah, yeah, everybody else's video quality is so much better than mine. That's so weird. Whatever. It's like a minute behind on delay, I'm pretty sure.
Our girl dropped out.
What?
I said
Oh,
the.
shit. Damn it! We lost one. No, Mark is not my boyfriend.
Yet.
Sorry, ladies. Still single. Step up
Oh,
your game.
Oh, here she is.
You're back.
There she is.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm in southern Sweden in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Oh.
We have
you
like
might
the
drop
worst
out.
connection. I'm at my dad's house, so
Okay.
that's what happens.
I like Sweden sometimes. Actually, I've never been to Sweden.
You went to Iceland?
No. I don't
No?
because I don't think I've ever been to like a like Scandinavian or I think the only place I've been to in Europe has been like Spain and France, and that's
Oh, all right. Well, it's basically Canada. It's all snow and polar bears.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all you need.
And moose, obviously.
I'd actually love to go all through Scandinavia.
Yeah, I would like to go on a holiday. I'm thinking of doing Eurofurence in 2017. So that would be in Germany. I'm
Ooh, Germany's fun.
heavily debating it because
My family lives in Germany.
Sorry?
Yeah, I've also got family in Germany. Germany's great.
That's what I hear, or that's what I'm assuming because I'm a racist. I just make these assumptions.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't wanna
no,
to
don't go.
Poland.
They're all Nazis. They're horrible people.
No, that's why I want to go, so I can meet more of my kind. So I can be the best racist sleepover party 2017. Boys' house. No girls allowed. Only Nazis.
Yeah.
We'll have color-coordinated Nazi pajamas.
Exactly.
Adam and Merc, Nazi sleepover.
Triangle, it's great.
And we're only allowed to sleep in the swastika position. And so
You're
when
gonna
we
need at
sleep and
least.
we're all on the floor, like 50
So
of us.
You're gonna need at least 6 other Nazis with you. So
We're just
I
gonna
guess you
take
better get on
a-
finding that.
We're gonna take a group photo, and it'll be an aerial shot, and it'll just be like
Oh,
50 special snowflakes.
so you'll need 7 other Nazis because you gotta have one to hold the camera.
Exactly.
At least.
Well, I have a camera, so
You're not gonna be sleeping in the swastika?
Nazi.
Like, the thing is,
Well.
I'm in southern Sweden right now, and more than 10% of people here actually vote for, like, the racist party in Sweden. So, I mean, hell, I could find you some Nazis. Woo!
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we have, like, a big problem with racism here.
Well, I think every country does, really. Like, I guess to
Yeah.
lesser and greater extents, but like,
Not.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Canada. We're
the only
not
reason...
racist country. We're in fact the only not racist race, and I think we should get rid of every other race because they're all racist, but we're not.
No, but the thing is, the reason people are more racist in southern Sweden is simply because there are more immigrants here. I mean,
Yeah.
logic.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I can't even comment on the immigration debacle there. I've seen articles here and there, but I mean, as somebody that just like doesn't live there, I don't. I can't.
yeah, we've, like,
And-
Sweden, basically, the latest thing that happened was that they introduced mandatory, like, passport checks when traveling into Sweden. And so we have actually received, like, the first boats of immigrants trying to sneak into the country because of that now. So,
So now so then you're saying that you're catching illegal immigrants because of that, or because I mean I can't like you have to get your passport checked. If you
no,
go to
no, I
any
don't.
other
I
country,
like,
right?
seriously. It's kind of a weird situation because the EU has this, like, for example, if I was to go to, say, Denmark like a year ago, no one would have checked passports or anything. No one cares because it's
That's
the
so
EU.
weird. Well, yeah,
You-
I guess
You
with
don't
the
have to
EU, it
do
doesn't matter.
anything.
Or it shouldn't. I don't know. We'll see.
And-
I feel like you shouldn't have to get your passport checked going in the States. As much as I
No.
don't want to be a part of the United States, like, we're right there. Like, I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
part of,
you'd
like, a
think,
North American
like-
Union because, like, obviously, if it's going to be between, if a North American Union is Canada, the United States, and Mexico, Canada's got nowhere to go but down from that collision. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to benefit from it at all, and they're probably going to benefit from it in some way. And I don't know. I wouldn't want any more ties to the States than we already have. I feel like we're already too intertwined. I feel like their political system already affects ours way too much. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Because as much as I'm like, ha ha ha, you're gonna get Trump, I'm also like, no, fuck.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh,
Trump's
I'm
gonna
so
go to Canada
scared. I'm
and fuck
so
you all to
scared
death.
he's actually going to win.
I think, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it's between like him and Sanders,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't it. I think I would rather have Trump than Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Honestly. Hillary Clinton
May.
is
Yeah.
like
Well.
not trustworthy in the slightest.
As the
No.
only American here,
Yeah, this is funny.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good point.
I
You know
don't care. They all suck.
You know what though? I found that like a lot of people outside of the U.S. are actually pretty well versed on American politics.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying
Surprisingly
like, more so than the average American citizen, but I mean like, there's a for us to even be having this political conversation or even slightly know the positions of any candidates, that's doing a lot better than a lot of
Than
small
most Americans, yeah.
Yeah.
voting bloc. America is made up of small town America, and that's the scary part. Is like there's a lot of really progressive cities, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
like collections of intelligent people
mean-
that want to discuss issues, but the real voters in America are the small towns that are like separated from society, and where all of these extremely exaggerated, horrible things are taking place, where
Yeah.
people are literally crazy. Those are the ones who vote.
No, I live in Texas, so I know all about that.
Well, I mean, do you mind, to what city?
Dallas. I'm like in North Dallas.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, Dallas is supposed to be a lot better. Like, the two
It is.
main spots in Texas are supposed to be surprisingly
Dallas.
not that shitty.
Houston.
But then, I guess, like, just goes along with my point. Like, it doesn't matter how progressive the main capitals are when the main voting bloc of Texas is going to be
Red.
small towns, yeah.
Or it's not even necessarily that it's gonna be red, but it's gonna be Trump. I see so many fucking Trump bumper stickers everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
but
it's for
that's
real.
basically the same reason that we have so many racists in southern Sweden. I mean, if you go to the major cities, I mean, everyone there is sort of okay, but then you go like even 30 minutes away with bus and
Yeah.
I mean, all hell breaks loose, you know?
I turned up my mic a smidge because people were asking me to. And also, Curvos, I don't know what question you're asking me. Like, I scrolled up and I didn't see it, so I'm sorry.
Where's your vlog chat? Cause I didn't see a link to it anywhere.
Oh, I included it in the
Oh, did
in
you?
the original message. There were two links.
I don't read. I'm stupid.
You got to this Hangout call through that
Welcome.
message,
Hello.
I know, but I clicked the first one.
so you can go back and look at the message and click the second one. It's right there.
That's
You
that's
have
just a
you have the
lot of.
technology to
Oh
do
God,
this.
there's so many voices. Okay.
You have the power. Hey,
I-
Omar. I don't.
Yeah.
Omar.
Hi, Omar.
Hey,
I-
forgot to say hi.
We can see
Oh,
we
we
can
can
see
hear
your
you now.
text, but if you have a mic and you're trying to use that, then we cannot hear your mic. Just letting you know.
I just heard
And
you.
we are broadcasting this to my vlog channel, which doesn't have like a shit ton of people. Oh, thoughts on Xavier Dolan? Xavier Dolan? Dolan? I think I don't know. I feel like that's a question that's already answered by like 3 different videos on my film review channel. I feel like I've talked about him 3 different times now. I don't know how I could give my thoughts any more detailed than
He good.
I already did. I'm just gonna answer 2 more questions in the chat really quick. Walking Dead season 3. Yes, I'm still working on it. It's not gonna be a YMS. It's gonna be a different kind of review.
Oh.
Even though it's still like, I mean, it's just so much of a commitment
Yeah.
for me to not only like this Unfriended review is just one movie, and if I'm giving it like the YMS treatment and like what that's evolved into over the years, it's like it's such a giant commitment, and I don't feel like it's worth it for season 3 because I don't have as much of a point as I did with the first 2 seasons. The first 2 seasons I had a point. Season
Yeah.
3, I don't have a point other than, hey guys, it's still stupid, you know. And as somebody that like criticizes useless and unnecessary sequels, I feel like I would be a little hypocritical to try and give it the same treatment and pretend like it's the same thing. So yeah, I'm still doing it, but it's not going to happen until after I'm done my Synecdoche New York thing, because I've already got enough projects that are happening at once. And just one more question that somebody asked before I get back to the live real people. Somebody was asking about my favorite director and how he kills animals. I'm okay with it for the purpose of art. I don't know. Like, it depends, because, I mean, like, Benny's video, he does the nail to the pig's head, which is, I mean, like, if you're in a farm, you can see that anyway. Like, he's just filming what's already happening. You know, like, I'm pretty sure that was farm footage, too. Like, that was footage in a farm. And then I'm trying to remember, like, I don't want to spoil his movies, but there is some, I guess if I just don't say which movie, then it's not a spoiler. But there's a movie where, like, whenever there's an animal death in his films, it's sometimes, like, really difficult to tell whether or not it's actually happening. But there's one where, like, somebody, like, there's like a horse on the ground and somebody, like, slits its throat, and I don't know what I'm seeing there, but it disturbed me. It like, when I saw that scene, it was so unexpected. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was absolutely shocked, and I have to assume that whatever way he did it was, I mean, maybe the horse was being put down anyway and it was on a bunch of anesthetics. Maybe it wasn't even a real horse. I don't know, right? I just have to trust that, like, whatever happened there was not incredibly immoral. I have no idea.
Well,
Like, I
you'd
can't.
think if it wasn't fake and it actually happened, then I mean, you'd think there would be some repercussions if it was actually,
Yeah, who
like,
knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
mean,
like a really
someone would
popular
take
filmmaker.
notice. I mean, there are movies where people were sort of filmed being killed in such realistic ways, where, like, the cops were called in and made sure
Oh, yeah.
that the actors were still alive. I mean,
Yeah.
Like my favorite movie, the Serbian film.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Is it your favorite?
No.
Okay, good. Um, yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like he definitely, I got the intended effect from it, which is, like, shock. And
It's worth it.
well, I mean, yeah, sometimes I feel like if you're gonna go for, like, the ultimate shock and the ultimate, like, what the fuck,
Kill an animal.
like, you have to
Instant
show something in your
tragedy.
film that's, like, absolutely insane or realistic or seemingly realistic or real, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel like the relationship that human beings have with animals and the fact that we're killing them all the time and we have, like, slaughterhouses, then I don't know, if there's an animal that's gonna die anyway, we might as well use it for art.
Yeah, it's like when your laptop breaks and you're like, oh, well, let's just smash it for a film. Easy.
Yeah.
It's like my first
Wow.
instinct.
That's funny.
For the Vine.
Make a vine out of it. Be a millionaire, idiot.
I didn't say it was a jump scare. Well, oh, I guess you're asking. Jump scares are a really cheap form of shock, I
What if it was
guess.
a
Like
jump
a-
scare where a horse got its throat slit?
It's not really a jump scare, though.
Yeah, but it's like boo, and then
But it has to do with what you're seeing, not, like, it being a loud noise in front of a quiet sequence. Like, it has to do with what you're seeing and how disturbing what you're seeing is, not just a loud noise. You know, like, when a jump scare happens in a movie, it's typically has the fear. There is no fear from what you're seeing. You're just startled, right? And I would much rather be disturbed by something that I'm actually seeing, you know? Like I would much rather have the fear come from the universe within the film and not the editing, like outside of the film.
Well, I would argue
Noir.
that The Visit had some jump scares that were created by the universe.
Therefore, it's automatically amazing.
Yep. Great movie.
The part where the old
Omar's
lady
asking
just
if I
popped
saw
up.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I like the soundtrack, and I watched it with the context of like, oh, it was so real that people thought it was a snuff film, and then I mean, it didn't seem like, I don't know, like I guess for the time maybe it seemed real-ish. I don't know.
It was
It
the
wasn't.
first of its kind.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
I wasn't incredibly wowed by it, honestly.
It's also
I like the soundtrack.
on the discussion of animals being killed or harmed for movies. That's something that's been happening for years and years and years. But the thing is only just sort of recently, and it's because of actually films like Cannibal Holocaust, that you are actually what you're supposed to do as a filmmaker is you're supposed to have somebody who is on site and is supposed to be monitoring the care of the animals.
Oh, like a
constantly.
PETA person?
Not a PETA
Not
person,
PETA,
but like as an example,
more
somebody
legitimate
somebody who
organization.
is their best interests or the animal's best interests. And if that person isn't present and their film is released and somebody finds out that an animal's been mistreated or killed, they can suffer huge consequences. They can get sued out the ass.
Consequences will never be the same.
You have to know that your choices have consequences. It's just yeah. So there's people for that now. But there weren't like for the longest time. And I think one of the animals that suffered the most for movies is horses. Horses were probably the most.
I was about to say, yeah, it's like you can, for as much as people might give Hanukkah flack for just flat out killing an animal in his movie, you know, like he chopped the chicken's head off in Cachet, but shit like that happened. Like, I mean, chances are that the chicken was gonna get its head chopped off for food anyway. You might as well film it, you know? Like, people, they're not an animal where you can't do that. Like, it's gonna happen regardless of whether or not you film it, so you might as well film it. And I love how he's doing that viscerally, whereas other movies that are like pandering towards this like 12-year-old girl I love horses mentality, of like, no dad, the horse and I, we're the same. And you know that movie that comes out, like, it was very popular
Every few years.
popular in like the late 90s and early 2000s, I guess. This movie where it was just like, no dad, me and the horse, we're the same. And almost every time one of those movies gets made, we find out behind the scenes that like 20 horses died filming it because they just treated them like shit and got them to run around, and they like broke their necks and like it's always a disaster behind the scenes when you look into it. Just horses die all the fucking time for the purpose of movies. And when they die, it's not like, oh, shock value death. It's like, oh, they were just making them do some really ridiculous stunt,
Crazy
and then
stuff, yeah.
they broke their leg, and we're like, oh, time to
Shut
put
it
it down,
Hold it.
bam, and then
off.
just cover it up and market the movie in this weirdly deceptive, dishonest way where it's like,
Oh my
if you
God.
love horses, see this movie, and just don't tell you that you murdered dozens of horses to make the movie.
Yeah.
You know, that's more fucked up than Michael Haneke literally just killing an animal on screen. I think it's more fucked up to pretend as though it's for people who love animals.
Yeah, one of the things is like the biggest argument that gets brought up is the cow that dies in Apocalypse Now. But you know what's really
I
funny?
don't even remember.
You know what's really funny about? I think it was a cow or a bull or something.
As long as they eat it.
Yeah, that's the thing. The funny thing is that so many people got mad at that. But what they did immediately after killing the cow or the bull was everyone on set cooked it up and ate it. I mean, what is the difference from doing that on a farm? They instead got an amazing shot, which got a guttural response to the audience.
Visceral?
What? Guttural?
I think you mixed up the words gut response and visceral. into a new. I don't think I've
you've
heard
never
guttural.
heard the word
Guttural is a word that describes like a shout,
I've never heard it.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right actually.
like a guttural yell, like
I fucked up my words. Help.
Visceral. Let's keep going.
Okay, you gotta.
I broke your.
Shut
flow.
up. Okay. So yeah, you get the very visceral response. It does something for the audience because the animal dying was a part of the story. It at least has a purpose there. It's not just for shock value, though that is kind of part of it.
Oh my god. I put taquitos in the microwave like an hour ago. I'll be right back.
Well,
Jesus Christ. Okay.
oops.
Keep talking.
No, I think I'll just let it linger. Yeah,
Hi, Mark.
I don't know. So as far as animals go, it's I guess you can only feel so bad. There was a really funny movie. Well, funny, it was okay. It was called Admit Nothing. It was with Robert De Niro. And there's a scene in it where, like, the very beginning is like they're trying to get this movie made, and he plays a producer, and they're trying to get this movie made, and at the very end of the movie, there's like it's like some sort of like gangster film, and these gangsters track down the main character, and they're about to kill him, and he has his dog with him, and they all open fire and kill the dog, and it's like the most over-the-top brutal scene, and then there's squibs on the dog, and it's like blood shooting everywhere, and the dog's howling, and it's the first screening, and they're like, you gotta cut it, and the entire film is based around how they have to get this scene removed, or else everyone's gonna hate it, and the director at the last minute puts it back in the film, and then they show it at Cannes, and everyone loses their shit. Everyone like flips out, and they like disown this director. His career is finished. It's really kind of funny, just because he wanted to get a response out of the audience, and I think like that's the flip side of it, because it was a bit excessive. I feel like if you're going to kill an animal, even just like not actually kill it, but kill it within your film, it has to serve a purpose. If really your end goal is just to shock somebody, I feel like it has to have a little bit more to it than that. Like anything in film. Sorry, that's my rant. I don't know, like, what do the people in the audience think about, like, animals dying in film?
Let's
In the
go,
chat?
YouTube.
Or, yeah, anybody who's talking here right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame if it, like you said, if it's for shock value and basically nothing else. I totally agree with the it has to have worth part.
Yeah.
But I mean, animals die constantly all over the world, every single day, every single second, and they die scared and in pain, and it has literally nothing to do with humans. So,
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, it's nature.
Well, it's funny that, like Adam was saying, we slaughter, and it's just a fact, we slaughter animals constantly, and it's funny how we pick and choose which ones, and it's
hypocritical. It's extremely hypocritical.
We suddenly think that there are certain animals that just cannot be killed, and then we look at we love dogs. We put dogs on such a pedestal, and they're like man's best friend. That is literally how we associate dogs with us as far as a relationship. It's like, if you can't get any closer with an animal than a dog. They're just up here. And then you go to China, and they're locked up in cages, and they're slaughtered just like chickens.
Isn't it a little fucked up how, like, the determining factor for whether or not we deem an animal appropriate to kill has nothing to do with how it, like, acts or what it's, like... Well, I guess there's a partial consideration towards its intelligence, but, I mean... There's a lot of dog breeds that are really fucking stupid. But I mean, one of the biggest determining factors is, like, is it cute? Isn't that a little fucked up? Could you imagine if we were doing that with human beings? Like, every attractive person, like, where you live, and then just kill all the ugly people? That's what we're doing species.
Like Trump.
That's literally what we're doing, so... It's like, oops, you weren't cute enough. Sorry.
But then we'd have a perfect society full of cute people.
Yeah.
Gotta purge.
But if there's no ugly people, then who do you murder?
There you go.
Who do you eat?
You have to take it out on somebody. Then it becomes a war on ideals.
Yeah.
It's like, I
Well,
like
then you gotta kill the bitches.
ice cream, and
Like
they
the.
kill that person.
I have not seen Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. And the
I don't even
Memento
know what that
remake, I
is.
don't even think you have to ask me that question. I think you already know that, that it's
There's-
looks stupid.
amazing.
There's a Memento remake?
Yeah, it's announced.
So, who's directing?
I don't know.
Chris.
Definitely not Christopher Nolan.
Let's see. Pulling it up right now.
Thanks, Nolan.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, probably.
Can't wait for.
I mean,
I checked IMDb and Memento is like in the top 100 still. So
I know I like the original a lot.
Yeah,
and,
it was good.
Yeah, it's
or top 200, I don't know, but yeah.
somewhere. It's in the top 250 somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh no, they might remake Donnie Darko too, because apparently that's part of the.
Surprising. Because apparently what?
That's part of the title library that this group bought out.
Is it? Does that have to do with Memento too? Are they like this one
It's-
group that's just?
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. This says the company's has the remake rights due to its acquisition of the library of Exclusive Media Group. The 400 title library also contains such movies as Cruel Intentions, Donnie Darko, Rush, and Sliding
Oh, but it
Doors,
doesn't
among
say they're
others.
remaking it.
No, it doesn't, but
It
it
says that they own.
This is a good
it
chance.
opens the door.
So they might.
Hilarious.
There's money. It's just a business. There's money to be made. They're probably gonna do it.
It's literally. I mean,
There are
It is just
so
a
many
business to them.
remakes
It's-
now.
Like,
It's
why would you
ridiculous.
remake Memento though? That doesn't.
it's a bad idea. It's a
it's
ter-
only
it's a
15
terrible
years old
fucking
anyway.
Idea. Like they're all terrible ideas. It's. What sucks about like Martyrs being remade is now that I've seen the trailer and just reaffirmed how shitty it's probably going to be. Like, not only do I have to have this new thing in my dialogue when recommending the original by saying like it's so annoying every time I recommend the movie being like, oh, you should watch The Secret in Their Eyes, but make sure you don't watch the American remake. Watch the 2009 version. Oh, you should watch Martyrs. Make sure you watch the 2008 version, not the shitty American remake. Oh, you should watch blah 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 blah. Over and over again, I keep having to add all this extra shit to my conversation by saying like,
Yeah.
don't make sure you don't watch the shitty version that didn't need to be made at all. And now with the Martyrs trailer, I have to say don't even watch the trailer because it spoils the entire movie too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The American trailer just spoils the fucking movie. It's
Like-
so bad.
30 seconds.
It quarantined us.
Yeah. I mean, even it spoils it even worse than Quarantine because like Quarantine was like the final shot at least, but
Yeah, it didn't have the
Martyrs
context
was this
either.
whole overarching
Yeah, but money. Yeah, but money.
hashtag
Money, guys. Money from people
Jaden.
watching movies, right?
Dying.
Because that's why they do it, because it's been proven that people watch movies that they know,
Sometimes it's,
you know, they
sometimes it's
know
baffling.
if they're going to like it or not.
Sometimes
stupid.
fucking baffling because The Secret in Their Eyes was like that was a foreign like overseas market success, but no one's gonna look in theaters in the USA and look on the wall and be like, oh, The Secret in Their Eyes, like, and recognize it and want to see it. No one's gonna do that. You can't like sometimes it just doesn't even make sense, and it's just all of these decisions just reaffirm that the people making those decisions have no fucking idea how movies work.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just a business to them. They have no fucking clue like what makes a good movie or
Like the
what art is.
like the CAO to like Konami. He's like admitted that he's a businessman
my
and
God.
knows nothing about video games.
Oh yeah, that's the whole
Ugh,
point.
yeah. Oh, well,
Konami makes me so angry.
Kojima's got his new thing worked out with Sony, I guess.
Yeah, Sony. Woo whoop whoop. It's
Sony-chan.
So thank you, Sony Chan, for coming in. See, I don't know. I like Sony as a company for the most part. They haven't done too much wrong. I mean, especially in comparison to others. It's like the worst thing that's happened was like all the hacks. What was it
Yeah.
2 or 3 that has happened now?
I think it's 3.
Yeah.
They do
They
whatever
didn't even-
like Sony. Sony is
I guess I'm sort of just focusing on their gaming aspect, not their film, not their merchandising or their electronics.
Yeah,
Well,
Sony's
okay,
still
I will-
responsible for the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
will also focus on their gaming, but Sony's a company where like they're smart enough to know that if they're extremely anti-consumer, then it's not good for business. They're smart enough to know that, and they're smart enough to not completely fuck their customers over. But whatever they think they can get away with, they'll do. Whatever they think they can get away with to be anti-consumer assholes, they'll do, and they have been doing.
Mm.
As soon as they got rid of backwards compatibility for the PS3, they were like, "Oh, we're not selling enough PS2s. We're gonna get rid of backwards compatibility."
Yeah.
You know, like region locking their Blu-rays. I don't know why the fuck they ever did that, but they own Blu-ray. They have the control to do that. It takes like 44 kilobytes of information to make your PS3 a region-free Blu-ray player, and the PS4 not even being able to play like video or audio files, and yet you can stream music and video from Sony services as long as you're paying a monthly subscription.
Yeah.
They completely removed every single feature from the PS3 into the PS4 that made it a multimedia platform. They're charging now for their PlayStation Plus service because they're like, well, we know we can get away with it now because Xbox was getting away with it. They're doing exactly what they know they can get away with. They're not like a moral company. They just know what they can get away with and what they can't. And they didn't. And I mean, like, if we're gonna be paying for that service, then we might as well be getting a better service out of it. Because when the big hack happened, it was like, oh, all my Sony information got hacked, but at least my Microsoft information didn't. Maybe that's where my money's going to when I'm paying for Xbox Live. And then all of a sudden you're paying for both of them, and then Sony got hacked again, and it's like, well, where's that money going? Apparently nowhere. Apparently that money is not going anywhere.
I don't think it is for Microsoft either, though.
Yeah, I know, but at least they can say we didn't get hacked for it. At least
Yeah.
they can say, like, not all of your information got stolen and all that shit. Even if it has nothing to do with it, even if it had jack shit to do with it, like, at least they can pretend.
Yeah.
Anyway. Excuse me. All this, I'm salivating because of how much Frank's Red Hot I'm putting on these taquitos.
He puts a lot of Franks in his mouth.
Yeah, we knew that though.
All right.
Aye. How's everybody doing? It's almost Christmas.
Fuck.
It is. It's
Cuck.
So it is.
Time for.
I'm not ready. Everything snuck up on me this year.
I know.
I know. I feel you.
It
I
would just be easy to
still
kill
have to buy
yourself.
presents.
I don't even know if I got my presents yet. I mean, like, if I bought everything. There's a lot of stuff that I probably should be thinking about that I just haven't had the time to. I've just been pushing to, like, the back of my brain. It's like, I'll worry about that one later.
Yeah.
That future me. Fuck that guy. He's got a lot coming.
Honey, you got a big storm coming.
Mm-hmm. Why did I...
Yeah, I don't know. Why? You know what's funny? Actually, we were talking about the stove, and you're like, I'll never do that. It's like, make sure you don't leave the stove on.
No, I didn't leave the microwave on. I just left my food in the microwave.
Oh,
The microwave turns
I
off
assumed
after...
it was a stove.
No, I said microwave. I said the word
Microwave?
microwave. How do you not microwave taquitos? I would never leave the stove on and, like, fuck off somewhere.
No, it's not a matter of walking away. It's just, sorry, I'm so anti-microwave.
Weirdly.
Why? I'm a cook. I realize that.
I know, but you'll, like... It was... some of the things that doesn't make a difference, like soup. You just heat it up. You're literally just heating it like canned soup. You're heating it up. It doesn't make a difference whether or not
Well,
it's
not Mark,
I've seen
because Mark
people
has
who
to
take,
make the
like,
soup from scratch.
exactly. I know. Only the finest of basil, straight from Sicily. Well,
taquitos, man. How do you not make taquitos? Like, they're so. That's the whole point of buying taquitos is that they're convenient and they're not good for you, and then you're just like, the whole point of it is that you don't have time to cook normally.
it is
That's
funny.
why you get taquitos.
Yeah. I just try to. Yeah, I guess like I just really don't like any kind of like. I mean, it's not like I don't eat it. I'll eat it if I'm like really lazy or lonely. I don't have microwave food. Like, I think everybody does. Just yeah, I don't know. Just very. I hate microwaves. It's funny what people will cook in them. Like I've seen literally somebody make soup in a microwave, and there's just something so fucking unappealing about that. Like they put tomato paste and water in a bowl, and then just like microwaved it. It's like it's all good, and then there's something about that I just don't trust or like, and I just couldn't. If I knew that's how my food was prepared.
Blue Sir, I don't know when I'm gonna go on Steam and chat. I don't know. Like, it's not. I have different computers and I don't use these things for everything. Get a Twitter and personal message me on there or something. Will I do any YMS on Resident Evil movies? I just don't even think they're worth it, honestly.
No,
I think everybody thinks they're bad.
watch Red Letter Media. They did a pretty
Oh,
good
did
thing.
they? I
Yeah,
didn't even
they
see.
watched every one of them. I'm not
I
sure
don't-
if they actually reviewed them all, but
I don't trust them because the first Red Letter Media thing I watched was they were talking about Krampus and they said perfect
Yeah.
movie, best
Really? Did
movie.
they say that? There's a
Yes.
lot of like shitty movies that they like.
exactly.
Krampus
When I
was
saw
not-
the trailer for Krampus, I was just like, "There's no way it's good." And then people were like, "Oh, they said it's good. Looks like it's actually good." I'm like,
No.
They
shit."
gave it a glowing review.
Uh,
There was
they
a-
said
there's a few things
they
with it.
said it was the perfect horror movie, the best horror movie they've seen this year, or something like that.
They love schlock.
Wow.
They love 80s exploitation. They love like cheesy campiness, and that's
Yeah.
what the movie kind of did right. So for
Yeah.
them, yeah, it's a perfect horror film. But I want to get scared. I want to be like I want to feel intimidated. Like I want to feel something actually, like just in general when I watch a movie. That's any movie. And
Well, I
the
thought it
entire
was
purpose
all
of a
right.
horror
I
film
didn't.
is to be a little bit frightened or
Yeah.
be challenged in some way.
Krampus just looks like shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The trailer just looks terrible. So I guess we'll see how it is.
It's
but it looks
definitely-
actually terrible.
It's definitely like a lot of cheese.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of movies that they like that I don't like. Like I think I forget. Yeah, it was like on Mike's top 10 of the year, he had like Bad Grandpa. And I was like,
Ugh.
Oh God.
that was terrible.
That was terrible enough to get a response from Omar. Wait, no. Did it? Whose mic was that? Maybe it was Hachi.
I think it was.
It sounded really loud and unfamiliar.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll watch The Gift at some point. It looks hilarious though. Like there's enough people that are like, "Oh my god, this was a surprisingly great movie," that I can't wait to watch it because it looks really kind of shitty.
Oh, that looks like how many
It looks
other movies?
like it might have good parts, but I mean, what's his name? Jason Bateman? Like he hasn't been in anything good since Arrested Development.
he hasn't
Like
been.
every time he goes into a movie, it's shit.
Sorry, correction. He hasn't been in anything good apart from Hancock. Idiot. This guy hasn't seen Hancock.
I wouldn't say my movie fight experience was that awkward.
Wasn't it? It was just like the first round was like a little bit awkward and like.
Yeah, it's just a weird environment.
I saw it. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which movie?
I like during that LA trip doing that and doing that showing up on the Funhouse podcast, Rooster Teeth gaming thing. Like it was just night and day the dynamic between the people that I was talking to, cuz like going on that thing with Funhouse and Adam Kovic, it's like it was more just a shoot the shit sort of chat and have fun thing. And that's what I love, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
so much better at. But it is a weird kind of environment to just be like, okay, you answer these questions like this and blah blah blah, and like you have rules
Instantly know this
like
movie.
yeah, it's not a normal conversation. So,
No.
but it was fun. I'll do it again. But I mean, it's not my forte in terms of communicating. I definitely a lot of people in their audience were like, "Who the fuck is this guy? How come he's not yelling like a monkey? How come he's talking?" There were so many comments of people just being like, "Why? How come it's so quiet? Why are they talking and
You're
having a
too chill.
conversation?" And then I like, because I don't really watch the show, and then I look at the other episodes, and it's like the host that's usually there, and like everybody else that's on the show, they're like, "Okay, we're done." Like it sounds like they're in a wrestling match the entire time. I'm like, oh. And just like maybe if they had the original host there, I think his name is Andy. Like then maybe I would have like naturally just, I don't know, maybe the episode would have felt more energetic with just that. But I think it was just like, I don't know. I can pay attention to a conversation, but apparently just there's some people in their audience that can't.
Yeah.
It has to be screamed
offense.
at them.
Just I don't know.
I come from the land of PewDiePie. I know that.
Yes. This is
Oh
true.
man, it's Bayonetta's 604th birthday today.
So when is PewDiePie going to get like a national monument in Sweden? Do they have a
Oh
road named
man,
after him
oh
yet, or
he's
what?
I've seen him on like news
Oh.
a couple of times, but
We own the
when
world
my
now.
parents came over and they were like, "Do you know of PewDiePie?" That's when I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh God, no!" Because the thing is, I'm super into games. I
Yeah.
go to a game development school, actually.
Nice.
So my parents are like, everything games related, they sort of soak up through the news. So they were like, "Oh, PewDiePie, I've heard something about games."
Don't
It's-
you
well,
want to
yeah,
become
it's
like
like-
him when you grow up? Like
when somebody
No,
when somebody
no,
who's, like, not into
I
something,
swear.
like hello my fellow children, where
Yeah.
it's like they see something on the news that's totally not their expertise, and they want
Ah,
to
yeah.
seem like they know anything about what you might know about, and so it's just like,
And the thing is, whenever game, because the gaming industry in Sweden is like huge, but whenever it's on like the actual national news, it's like, did you know you can actually make games in Sweden? Whoa, it's an actual career, and you're like, oh
Didn't
come
know
on,
it.
really?
it's easier to
Top-
distribute a game than ever before.
You just see like the clickbait article, top 10 reasons why Sweden can make video games. Like, what?
What does that even mean?
I don't even know, but it gets you to click. Now I'm curious.
I'm waiting for
Don't do
TV
it,
to
Mark.
clickbait.
Oh my god.
I'm waiting for television to just be nothing but like top 10 bullshit. You know what's crazy? Like it's so weird. There's so many huge fucking channels that have made like 20 to 30 videos, and every single one of their videos is like top 10 blah 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 blah, top 10 blah blah, and like every single one is a top 10 video, and they're so fucking popular at this point that
I know.
like these people just out of nowhere become like get giant channels. However, they have nobody that's like actually wanting to come back for their content. They just get a lot of people
Yeah.
that clicked on it and clicked subscribe, etc. So there's
Yep.
somebody that has
Yeah.
like literally a channel I saw yesterday. I couldn't even say the name of it because I don't even remember. But it was one of those channels, and they had like a top 10 Simpsons facts or something. I was like, I like the Simpsons,
Yeah.
and so I clicked on it and I watched it. It was pretty good.
And you subscribed.
And like just no, I didn't subscribe because I don't like, so I'm only gonna click on what's entertaining to me out of those.
And then your YouTube recommendation fills up with their videos.
Oh yeah. But anyway, they had like 2 million subscribers, but they also have a Patreon campaign, and it's got like $100 on it. They've got
Yeah.
like 10 patrons or something, and it's just like, I kind of like having less subscribers as long as like they give a shit, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, yours is quality content. I mean, there's a
thank you.
huge difference between like actually putting loads of hours per day into
Hmm.
your videos and just like
Shitting
googling
out a top
around
10
for
list
top 10 stuff.
or
Yeah.
reaction videos.
Oh my god, reaction videos are like the worst.
Best.
It's well, I mean, you know,
They are the
it's in the sense that like you're there's no editing and you literally just have it in the corner as
Yeah.
though you're on Twitch.
You have
But I mean, in
You don't
a
have to do
way,
anything.
what I'm doing is kind of a reaction video. It's just much more complicated. If you think about it, my channel is a reaction channel.
I love how most reaction videos are just people not even saying or doing anything.
That's
I know there's
that's
like
yeah,
They
that's what
literally
we're
just
talking
stare,
about.
and it's like, and then it ends, and they go.
And then occasionally they make a face.
They get that Megan is missing thing going on.
Yeah.
What about Megan Thee
Sitting in that weird way.
Oh
Sitting
yeah,
in your webcam.
the webcam was up when I filmed that shot. I only at that point in time I only had my my built-in camera on my iMac, and I didn't have any kind of webcam other than that. So I stacked up like and put my entire iMac on top of like a bunch of books and boxes just so I could get that shot where I'm looking.
Hang on, I can get
'Cause
my,
I'm so
I can get
tall.
my chair to go down. Oh, I can get.
I'm too tall. Like I put my chair down the entire way, and I needed to be looking
this
up.
is-
So
I mean, I'm like lying on my chair now, and I can't even get that low. I even have this computer right now on like a box. This is
Yeah.
stupid.
I feel like they need to make adjustable stands for both TVs and monitors. I don't know what the fuck is like.
They do make adjustable stands for monitors and TVs.
Well, is it something you need to Is it something you need to purchase, or is it like something you?
Well,
like,
for
certain models.
a lot of monitors have these like four like I guess holes in the back, and you can just mount your own stand to it.
Yeah.
Mine unfortunately doesn't. What? Wall or just a stand on like for the desk or something.
Okay. Yeah, because I've always kind of found that annoying with the certain monitors and TVs that I've owned. Like they're super low.
Yeah, well, just look at the back of your monitor, see if it has the four holes in the back. Because if it does, then you can just get your own stand and make a new.
this is true.
Oh.
This is true.
The wall behind my desk is a glass, so
I
I
have,
hope
like,
it can hold.
4 holes on the back.
Well, you
for, like,
can get a
sitting
desk
TV.
stand.
Hey, we're streaming. What's up?
Hi, mystery guest.
You're late. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye to my friend real quick. BRB.
Bye, Adam's and Mark's friend. But yeah, you can get Mark. You can get like a Oh, nice. You can get a desk stand and just
It was more like a problem for me in the past with like all the other kind of monitors and stuff like that, and some of them actually didn't. A lot of them didn't have anything on the back that I could adjust. It just and it's weird because I'm like super short, so but I always felt like a fucking giant whenever it comes to sitting down and looking at my computer. I always feel like it's so below me, which is really weird. I'm like 5'6".
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be a problem for a person like me.
Wait, you're 5'6"?
Yeah.
I'm taller than you! Yeah!
Well, this has been fun, everybody. I have to go to work now. I have to drive half an hour to my waiter job.
All right. Well, thank you for coming around. Too bad Adam's a piece of shit and ignored you.
Yeah.
Right now. Sorry,
Yeah. It's okay. I got to talk to you, Mark.
Well, that's what really counts and what really matters, and that's what the spirit of Christmas is all about.
Even Canadian Christmas.
I'm not a fan of Christmas either, especially since they stole it from Scandinavians. Sorry, it's true.
And now we've stole the Krampus.
Yeah.
I think that's German folklore, but yeah.
It's
The
something
thing is,
European.
Santa isn't ours though. Santa isn't ours. Santa's from Turkey, so.
Oh yeah.
There's just so much cultural appropriation going on here. I'm triggered. I have to go.
Yeah. Sorry for triggering you. Shit, I didn't write out a trigger warning. Goodbye.
Bye.
Fun work.
Bye.
See y'all next month.
I'll be thinking of you in my dreams. Mwah. So now he's gone. Okay, now we can talk real. Fuck, glad that guy's gone. Shit.
All right.
Spreading his white hate in the chat. God damn it.
Right.
This is what
Sure.
happens when Adam leaves. I just become like a verbal shit poster. So Christmas movies, they suck. What's the
Generally,
deal?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, sorry. I'm really sorry, Mark. I can't help you. I have no idea. I've never done a show.
Help, Adam. I'm doing stand-up comedy. It's not working well.
Ugh.
What's the deal? There's a movie I started trying to watch called Copenhagen, and I think I dropped that faster than any movie I've ever watched ever. And
was it actually Danish or?
no, I think that's the biggest flaw. Well,
Right.
Yeah, when people aren't Danish, I mean,
It was basically somebody went
I
on
don't even want to talk to
vacation.
them.
Somebody went on vacation to Copenhagen, and they decided to make a film there while visiting.
Fuck.
And it was literally like it's one of those movies where it's every single plot to every independent film from like
Hey,
the
I'm
mid
doing a Google Hangout right now.
the
Can
mid
I call you back in,
2000s.
like, couple hours.
All right.
Where it's just a guy who's lost in his life. He's like,
give me a
oh,
sec.
he's like a wallflower.
I'll be free like after 4.
He doesn't know what he's
Oh.
doing with his life, and that's literally the entire plot. And he meets some
Oh yeah.
Danish
It's
girl.
it's all about him and his life.
Yeah, and it's just like, wow, I'm
Right.
just like so lost. I hope I like find myself by the end of this movie.
I'm gonna go to Denmark to find myself.
Yeah,
Drink beer and eat pastries.
Yeah, that's the whole plot of the movie, and it really goes nowhere. And that's like 1,000 films. Like it bothers me that like I find something very admirable about that kind of approach. Not the story, but the way these films are made.
Yeah.
Because it's very minimalistic, and you can do a lot. What is that?
It's like sausage and green onion on a bun. You
That's
need to
right.
give it to me.
It's
Does it look
Can
disgusting?
I have
to you?
some?
disgusting. There's animal on it, Adam.
Oh.
You know, I'm a vegan.
I'll eat it. Anyway, fuck you.
Oh, Omar.
Not a vegan.
Does he have his mic on now?
Yeah, but it's
Yay!
crappy.
Oh, whatever.
Hey. I thought I saw what's his name from Flolio films in the chat.
Oh.
I swear to God, it looked just like one of the guys from that channel, and that would have been amazing if he dropped in.
It's possible. It's gonna be fat time for me.
Adam shoving meat in his mouth. Real hot. 2015.
I can't contain
Hi.
myself. Orgasms.
There's too many movies about somebody having an existential crisis, and it's really not executed well.
Yeah.
Like the difference between
I can't even think of a good one.
well, like American Beauty, in a sense.
Yeah, that's
Something
true.
happens in that movie. That's the biggest difference. Is it isn't a movie about like quick cut to a shot of the main character sitting in a bathtub, fully clothed with his hands over his face, going, "How did I get here?" And that's the
Yeah.
entire movie.
And then he
Meanders
walks around and wallows and is like, why do I feel this way? Yeah, I guess.
I really like
yeah.
I Heart Huckabees though. I thought that was a good like existential movie.
Yeah, and something happened. Like things happen in that movie. Although a lot of it is these great, weird, outlandish conversations and challenging of like different ideals being challenged, and I don't know. Like I feel like that engaged me way better. It's about reaching out and getting the audience's attention, and not in like look at me kind of way. It's just drawing them in by like at least quality content. I'm failing to find a better word than that right now. Just something that has structure. when your movie is literally about a character meandering around, trying to find himself, and that's exactly how the movie, like the movie flows. It is fucking boring, and I hate it. There's too many movies that are like.
Can you give me an example of like one of the bad ones you're talking about?
You haven't seen Copenhagen.
Oh.
In some ways, I could,
Excuse me.
as much as I like Lost in Translation, that is sort of one of them. And I said I like Lost in Translation, but I don't love it. That is so borderline to what I am saying is shitty about it. And I honestly, anybody who complains about that movie, I completely agree with them. That is pretty much one of those movies, but there was something about the execution that I just kind of liked. I don't know. It's like
I've seen Fantastic Fair of Everything. It was gross.
Which one?
Fantastic Fair of Everything. It's with Simon Pegg.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know.
It's
she had anything
nice,
to do with
but
it.
it's gross.
Did you like it or hate it? I didn't hear you.
I liked it.
Yeah, I saw it myself, and like, there's an actual there's an actual structure.
Yeah.
There's an actual plot points. There's a
that's actually that's a good example of a movie where it's like all about the main character having problems, I guess.
Yeah, like, but that was handled in a very, like, it was clever, and it even kind of broke some conventions. I loved the way it was filmed. I loved what happened. Like, there was a point in the movie where I had no idea what was gonna happen next. It was literally just of unfortunate events to this.
And also he is so super paranoid, and just crazy stuff happens to him, and you're not entirely sure what's real and what's not, and you kind of get paranoid yourself watching it.
Yeah, it's literally a movie about almost essentially nothing happening, but there's an implication through the lens of the main character that apparently everything is a threat. Everything, like.
Oh yeah. Everything is dangerous and is out to kill him.
Yeah. I love that about it. The fact that it's a movie about nothing happening. Like, a character literally only setting himself up for problems. Every problem they faces is something he does to himself, and yet it's a movie that treats it like he's in a horror film. But the only reason that is because you're looking through his lens. You're looking through his eyes. And a movie that's essentially about somebody just having a bad day literally becomes a horror movie, and there's no killer, there's no force out there to get them, and that's what I love about it. It really captures paranoia.
Can I just say to those people in the chat who are confused, I am actually a woman. Hello, I am not I'm not male.
What chat are you talking about?
There's a
on
chat.
Adam's vlog.
Oh, I haven't checked that
on
out.
my vlog channel. It's the second link that you could click on in the message I sent. Where the fuck is the new YMS review? I don't know. I posted part 1.
Dummy. Haha.
Canada Dry sponsor.
Sorry. You gotta cover the label. Very careful about that.
You can get smacked. You're smacked for doing that. It is law.
It is known, Khaleesi.
Well, I don't know how to. If there is a discrepancy between how loud a mic is in comparison to the other mics, I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, people keep saying my mic is too loud. I don't.
Well, I can.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't hear myself.
My mic is just terrible.
Probably, if it's only your mic, like if.
Omar, is my mic louder than Adam's?
You are the loudest, to be honest.
Okay. Sorry.
Let's see. I bet you can actually adjust that in your settings.
Probably.
But yeah, you don't have to turn it down a crap ton, I don't think. I can't tell because I can't hear myself. I guess maybe I can try listening to it on the stream, but I'm just listening to it. Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean,
It's
I didn't
normal.
really hear a part where you and I were both talking at the same time, but I know you can probably adjust that in your settings anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'll be quiet. I'll be nice.
No worries. Um, whose aesthetic violence do I agree most with? I don't know. They're two different things. They're talking about Quentin Tarantino and
Aesthetic.
Mikhail
That
Haneke.
word.
Um, so
Yeah, they're like night
I
and
don't
day
I don't know if
difference.
to say that one's my favorite would just be comparing like
The biggest difference between them
apples
is
to coconuts.
one one is Jesus Christ. One is really trying to be realistic. The other is trying to mimic exploitation. So, which was usually over the top. Like you can say Quentin Tarantino's death and blood squib use of blood
Well,
squibs, and it's unrealistic for them. Like a lot
it's
of his movies.
it's the difference between showing it and not showing it. It's the difference between being like ridiculously exaggerated and gory, the difference between that and then just like having your brain fill in what's happening. There's no real on-screen violence in funny games. Everything happens outside of frame, which is why it's so effective.
I think like one of the things I found effective with a lot of Quentin Tarantino's films is not is actually his use of violence when there's no blood involved. It's either what happens before somebody gets sliced open, or I think he's really good at building tension in a few movies, or a lot of his movies actually. In fact, like it's I love that kind of difference, that contrast between his use of over-the-top gore and blood and like these violent, overloaded like squibs shooting like like several ounces of blood all over the place, versus the build-up scene to when oh, I'm forgetting his name. Well, the beginning of Inglorious Bastards, where they're having the conversation. Colonel Landa.
Christoph,
Yeah, Christoph Waltz. There's scenes like that. The scene in which, oh fuck, I almost don't want to spoil it. I feel like people have seen Pulp Fiction at this point, but
Yeah.
the entire scene where they're in Zed's like sex dungeon before
Oh yeah, yeah, I
before
know.
the rape even
Yeah.
happens, that is like one of the most tension-filled scenes alone.
Yeah.
Where he's picking who he's gonna rape first.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That got under my skin. But then when it came to like when it came to cutting somebody open or raping somebody, it doesn't cheapen it, but I felt the impact, the build-up was far better. That put like I don't know, that made my stomach churn. But not
Yeah.
as much as
gave me a boner.
not as much as like watching um just like the bride cut up like 88, the crazy 88.
There wasn't even
Yeah.
88 of them.
I know, that's the funny part.
I like Kill Bill a lot.
Yeah, me too. And there's actually even scenes like in that where it's the little things before any of the blood or gore or violence. What was it, that little girl who like kills that like other rapist? There's a lot of rape in his movies.
A lot of rape and feet.
And like in Django, when he was gonna like slice his dick off.
Bye, Blue Sir.
That was great. I love moments like that.
Loser is
Great at
gone.
building tension.
He's great at raping.
Yeah.
Feet.
Death Proof too. There's moments like that. It's so I
I
like.
want a Death Proof too.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know. I like that he has those two sort of. I feel like there's not a lot of directors that can have both. They can make you feel genuinely afraid for a character, and then almost like make you laugh at the amount of ridiculous, over-the-top violence. He has this weird balance of realism and this like exploitation in his films.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
He's a director that has his cake and eats it, and he gets away with it. And he gets away with it well.
Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill are my favorites, I would say, out of all of his movies.
Kill Bill. Would you think of them as one film?
Yes.
Okay.
And people are like, oh, Volume 1's better, or oh, I don't know. Some people think Volume 2's better, but I just like I don't. That's like me trying to say the first half of Pulp Fiction is better. Like to me, they're not so clearly defined. Like I could even say that about Inglourious Bastards, because Inglourious Bastards is like the two halves of those movies are wildly different. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I feel like the second half of Inglourious Bastards is much better than the first half. That it starts getting really good around the second half. But for Kill Bill, it's just one continuous story. You know, it has chapters. Just because it was a lot more violent in the first one, there was no drop in quality. There was no like shift in how good the movie was or anything. You know, like I feel like I don't know. It's just one movie to me.
Well,
It's just two volumes of the same film.
Well, that's kind of like what I was just talking about. How he combines the realism with the exploitation. Is exactly what Kill Bill feels like. It's the Volume 1 feels like the exploitation. Volume 2 feels like the realism in comparison, I think. And like there's still those aspects, those two aspects in both volumes, but I feel like the biggest contrast, even though Part 2 has all the shit with Pai Mei, which is pretty like exploitation, like classic Japanese the kind of, that's what I love about him. He made he just makes these like classic films all over again.
His little mustache flick.
Yeah, I know it's great, but I feel like for the most part that's how the movies feel. They're kind of split that way. But yeah, but since he has both those things going on in each film individually, the Kill Bill really, even though that they are split slightly tonally, that I feel like they are one film. It is him having both aspects in one film. I think he only split it because he wanted to. What was it? It was for time, right?
He split it probably because of studio pressure. Because I mean, it was originally supposed to be screened as one movie.
Yeah.
The twist at the end, but does she know that it's her daughter? At the end of Volume 1, that wasn't actually supposed to be there. The only reason that actually got put into the movie was because of the split of volumes. And I don't remember where they screened this. I think it might have been like France, or it's some weird. They did this thing like 2 or 3 years back, maybe even more, maybe even longer. But I think for like some sort of anniversary for Kill Bill, they screened the way it was originally intended as like one whole movie in like one theater in one country for like a week, and I never got to see it. And I would love for them to release it on Blu-ray or something eventually like that, because that would be really cool. I would love to see it all as one movie. Like that's
There should be like a fan edit.
I bet I could easily make a fan edit.
Yeah,
because it's just literally just have to cut out that one part and that's it.
That's like the easiest fan edit ever.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I would watch Kill Bill Volume 3, and I would hope that he's able to, I guess, pick back up where he left off in terms of his own style and presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. People are like, "Oh no, useless sequel," but it's like, it's Kill Bill. It's not like if anything ridiculous happens, then it'll be like, "Oh no, that perfect continuity ruined." Like, I don't know. It's already like an imitation of like shitty old action movies anyway. So, Oldboy remake, yeah, that sucked.
That was so funny. That's like one of the best comedies I've ever seen.
It's terrible. It's so bad.
I remember they released a clip right before the movie came out, and it was that bar fight where like the unnecessary 6 cuts for one move, like one like punch essentially. It was ridiculous. I've never seen such terrible editing in my entire life. Well, that's not true, but it's close. It's pretty fucking bad. That whole movie's just a goddamn laugh riot.
The editing would be still better than Birdemic.
What was that?
What?
Birdemic.
My headphones suck.
Your what? Your mic in your headphones? What?
No. My headphones suck.
Oh,
I can't
you
hear
can
shit.
turn up you can adjust your
I think
volume.
it's at full.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
You can adjust it. There's a mic chat volume and a mic or a head.
A what?
Pretty sure. I don't know. Let me look at this.
No! Don't touch it!
You do it.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's at full. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
Ah.
I can turn up the volume this way too.
Is my mic okay?
I can
Yeah, your
kinda-
mic's fine, I
yeah,
think.
I'm kind of hear
Yeah.
it.
I'll turn that up. There we go. Mr. Coolman, I think I modded you. So, I guess type a comment and see if it worked. Anyway. Excuse me. I guess we can't really talk about Star Wars too much because there's a lot
Yeah.
of people that haven't
Well,
seen it.
I think we can, just no spoilers.
No,
What?
because I mean,
I
like,
saw
well,
it
I mean, what can I
yesterday.
say about it that I didn't already say in my review?
Yeah, and I can't say much more than that either. I pretty much agree
like,
with
I guess they're
Adam.
pretty basic, you know.
Yeah.
There is one thing that I found kind of funny that like there's a lot of big name actors in the background, which is kind of strange and funny. I mean, like
Yeah, I saw that too. I kept going. I was watching it with a friend, and I was like, it's that guy from the. It's that girl from the. Yeah, it was a lot of people. There was someone I recognized. I can't for the life of me remember his name, but I know he's like somewhat of a big actor at least. But he was in like
Donald Crane.
half of a second. I mean something ridiculous. I was like, oh, is that?
Simon-
And then he was just gone.
Yeah, Simon Pegg, Daniel Craig.
Simon Pegg was in it.
Yep, he was.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Where?
He was dressed as an alien, and I think on the planet Jakku.
Oh, okay.
So he's at the very beginning of the film. I don't know which character he might have been in the background. He was either dressed as a droid or an alien. I can't remember which. There's like
Well,
behind-the-scenes
so
footage.
you can recognize him basically.
No, but he's in it. It's kind of like his cameo in Don't.
Yeah.
It's like he played like a zombie man for literally like 3 frames,
Yeah.
and then he was gone. It's really kind of funny. Who else was in it? What's her name from Game of Game of Thrones? That's it. What's her name played that that like chrome stormtrooper? And I had no idea. And I heard her voice. She
I think it was such a waste of a character that
That
she was in
character?
the movie like a couple of minutes, and I was like, oh, interesting, a female bad guy, and then gone.
What did she play as in Game of Thrones?
She plays as oh fuck it. How I remember her is like I'm trying to think no spoilers, and everything that I know her like her scenes are always involved with something that's kind of spoilery. She hangs around.
They're saying it's the big girl Brienne of Tarth.
Yes. The
Yeah.
like the kind of tall like blonde.
Yeah, she's
like
big,
Amazon
tall woman.
woman. She's great. She's great in that show too, and like she had a lot of potential to be a good character, and
Yeah.
like, really interesting too. But like,
And I
she
agree
really
with the chat. She
disappears.
should have taken her helmet off.
Yeah, I like that she kept it on for the most part. I feel like when I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, so this is gonna be like almost a mirror of Boba Fett or something. Like there's gonna be this kind of this enforcer character, even though like Boba Fett was a bounty hunter and everything, but it's in some ways, you know, worked for Vader, and if Kylo Ren is the mirror version of Vader, then I thought that this character, and I'm forgetting her name even, that's how little this person
Yeah.
this
I don't
character
know.
was in the movie.
I don't even know.
I don't. I have no idea. She was the boss of,
She was
Finn.
kind of.
and
Yeah.
that's it.
She was very.
She's like the manager at like a super.
I
like,
don't. Yeah,
at
I don't
Walmart.
like there. I don't. I wanted everything I would have to say about her would be spoilery, so I don't. I
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
think we should be talking about this.
No.
Somebody asked why I gave episode 5 6 on IMDb. So basically, the way I rated them on IMDb is I have episode 1 as a 1 star. I have episode 2 as 1 star. I have episode 3 as 2 stars. I have episode 4 as a 6 out of 10. I have episode 5 as a 6 out of 10. I have episode 7 as a 6 as a 7 out of 10. I have episode 7 as a 7 out of 10. And everybody just is freaking, like, okay, so the original trilogy there's only a difference between like 1 star on my ratings between any of the original trilogy movies. So like
Yeah.
I either consider them to be a 6 or a 7. And I liked the third of the original trilogy, aka episode 6. I liked that one a lot more than I liked the first 2. And everybody freaks out about it because apparently everybody just thinks that the episode 6 is the worst of the original trilogy. Apparently, like, everybody, it's unanimously decided globally for everybody ever made that episode 5 has to be the best one of the trilogy. But I honestly, it was my least enjoyable. I didn't enjoy it that much. It was really fillery. Like, I know that even parts of episode 6 could be described as fillery, but episode 5,
Yeah.
like, the reason why I mentioned that part in my quickie where I said I'm trying really hard to believe what's happening in the original trilogy, but it's really difficult to because it's so dated. Episode 5 is where that affects me
Yeah.
the most. And it's like the entire movie, so like first part of the movie, we get the abominable snowman. Don't believe for a second that it's not a man in a fucking shitty costume. Like,
Yeah, I remember.
terrible and cheesy. And then he somehow sticks him upside down and freezes his legs.
Yeah,
the-
that was
this-
so
Ice
weird.
cave. Like, how did he freeze him there?
He has
And
ice
then-
breath.
and then-
No,
then-
no, that's how he treats his food, obviously.
And then his like abominable how did he melt him to the roof? Anyway, then this abominable
No.
snowman like somehow is smart enough to disarm his lightsaber, but is also
But he puts
simultaneously
it-
stupid enough to put it like
Yeah.
right there. And so like the entire first scene is just like annoying and stupid for me. And then the giant mechanical camel scene happens. I don't know what those
Oh
things
yeah.
and then
Oh, I
like,
remember those
okay,
effects.
but I'm not like it's an effects spectacle for the time, and so I appreciate it on a filmmaking level of like, oh, that's cool how they
Yeah.
did that for the time. But if I'm going to watch it as a movie and just like want to be absorbed in what's happening and care about the characters and you know just watch it for the story, then it doesn't grasp me that well because I can't believe what I'm seeing, you know. And then
Yeah.
like that scene was actually one of the more better done scenes of the movie. Is that big battle? But then it's like they fly around its legs and tie up its legs because they're like, oh, we can't shoot it because its armor is too strong. They're like shooting it, and nothing's happening. Like nothing's happening to it. They tie up its legs, it falls over, and then they're like, yeah, it fell over, and then they shoot it once and it blows up. They're like, yeah.
Yeah,
And, like,
I know.
but I thought it had tough armor. Like why is shooting it once gonna make it blow up just because it fell? Like just because it's on the ground?
His
Like
ass was
like
exposed.
oh
That's a
you,
good point.
you just hit it at the right spot now? Like I don't whatever. And then like the vast majority just like dicks around so long with Yoda. And
Yeah,
I understand that a lot of people love Yoda and that whole like the transforming into a
It's
Jedi and
too
like
long, it's
learning
too
about
much.
how he might seem like an annoying shit, but apparently he's just not. Like he's the master, and you have to learn patience, and it turns into this like Karate Kid wax on, wax off thing. But it's
Yeah.
so like you're well over halfway through the movie before he's even done that. And there's not that much
And
else
then he's
happening at all.
tripping out and he's
That's-
seeing
that's literally
Vader and
the
everything is
prime-
weird.
Oh my god, yeah, that sucked. That he
That's
like
so
freaked out
weird.
for a second and
Fucking
like
Yoda like spiced his teeth.
fucking
Whoa, I don't know. Yeah.
That
he
whole scene,
immediately,
that
like,
whole scene,
as
the
a-
whole scene where he's like tripping out was supposed to be like a prelude to the alternate ending.
Oh, I don't even know the alternate ending. So
Well, the alternate ending was supposed to be the very last one when the Return of the Jedi, when
Mm-hmm.
his father dies. He picks up the mask and he like puts it on.
Oh. Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean,
that
like
whole scene was like a prelude to that, and then Lucas was like, "No, we need to have a happy ending."
immediately when watching, like, okay, so the Yoda shit. A, Yoda's incredibly annoying to me, and I don't like him. B,
Yeah.
it looks like a puppet. Like Jim Henson was doing much better puppetry around that time, and like when Jim Henson did it, there was so much character within the puppetry. Like they moved like they were alive, and with Yoda, it's like they can't even sync up his cane movements. He's literally like gliding like a shitty video game glitch, and like not for a fucking second can I believe that this is a little creature in this swamp. The entire time I see Yoda, all I see is like it's a really shitty puppet, and so that's well over half the movie where that's the only thing happening. So I don't know how I'm supposed to enjoy that giant chunk of the movie. Plus, then he starts tripping out and he's like, "Oh no, it's Vader," and he slices him. I'm like, "Yeah, that's totally actually happening right now." Like the entire time where he's tripping out, I'm bored because I know it's not happening, and like there's no way that would be what's actually happening in the story. Like it's a really obvious
I think
dream.
it dropped frames
And then
too.
no, yeah, I was doing the strobe effect.
Oh
It was
yeah,
really shitty.
yeah.
And
Returned
then
in After Earth.
and then
How does that movie end? I don't even remember where it leaves
episode 5?
off.
Oh yeah,
Han
I
Solo.
can explain
It
it. I'm
ends
still
very
going. I'm still
well.
going on it.
Oh right, yeah.
It's like anyway. So all that Yoda bullshit, and then immediately after Yoda, and I'm already fed up with just like how annoying he sounds and his entire character and the shitty puppetry. Immediately after that, then Chewie takes over as like, now I'm gonna be super annoying, and it's just there's like 20 straight minutes of Chewie just going literally just all I'm thinking is just shut the fuck up. Like I don't like. I feel like I'm watching a shitty kids movie. I feel
Stop
like,
ruining my childhood dreams, Adam.
I know. This is why I didn't go into it in my Star Wars quickie because I would upset the entire world. I would just everybody would hate me if
Somebody would
I
have come
went
to
this
your
in
house
depth
and burned it down.
on like why I really don't like Episode 5. And it's everybody's favorite, and I have no fucking idea why, other than maybe people really like the ending. Because the ending was well done, right? The ending is like the biggest pop culture meme out of all of Star Wars. You know, it's that scene that everybody parodies everywhere.
I love you.
So,
Fuck you.
well, yeah, it's like
Fuck
it's
you.
just it's
Spoiler
Episode 5,
alert.
like as a whole, you can't.
I'm being triggered.
There's nothing. There's some good parts like close to the beginning and close to the end, and then just like fucking hour and a half of bullshit.
Well,
To me, I don't like. I'm trying to understand the positions of people that genuinely love that entire movie, and I don't understand
we,
why anybody would think that that's the best one out of the 3.
if I could say something.
So it's overrated.
It is the top rated one on IMDb out of all the
Everybody
Star
loves that.
Wars.
It's unanimously decided as like
Yeah.
the best Star Wars
Like,
movie. Like everybody agrees with it.
If I could say something, it's we actually had a conversation about this. I think after we saw The Force Awakens, and we were talking about this exact thing. I'm just basically gonna repeat what I said, but we were talking about the original trilogy, and as the films go, they actually by themselves act as a 3-act structure, and usually with any sort of story, the middle or the second act is usually the filler, or like it usually takes up the most time, and it's usually the slowest as far as pacing goes, and that's exactly what Empire is.
That's what I felt, and
It's
what's
character
weird to me is
building,
like
it's
everybody's like it's the best one.
and then it ends exactly as an Act 2 would. It ends on a cliffhanger, whereas the first act, although you could consider A New Hope almost a singular film, if you showed somebody A New Hope and then said that's it, there's no more Star Wars ever, that would work. It works as its own film, but it's when the sequels came out, it really does act as Act 1. It's a big setup. If you think as them pushing back the villain a little bit, it still acts as just Act 1. It's the kind of setup. You meet all these characters. Act 2 is character building. That's literally what all of Empire is character building.
Yeah.
Learn more about these characters. It's setting you up to care for them, so that when Act 3 happens, and obviously, just in case nobody's ever seen, even though we just spoiled all of Empire,
You can't. Nobody can possibly watch the original Star Wars trilogy like it's a movie they haven't seen before. It's too engraved in pop culture. You don't
It's
have to worry about spoiling
35
it.
years old
Every
now.
fucking
35 years old.
No, it doesn't even matter how old it is. Like you can still watch an old movie,
yeah,
even
it's pop
older than
culture
that.
relevant.
That you could watch just and have like a fresh slate and be able to experience it like a normal human being. But Star Wars fans have ruined the original trilogy because you can't possibly fucking watch it and not know everything that's gonna happen. You can't. It's literally
Yeah.
everywhere. Family Guy does one Star Wars
Yeah,
joke
true.
per episode and then 3 giant specials, and like in The Simpsons, it's like every single joke it was in Drawn Together. Like I'll rate every single scene in every Star Wars movie. From the original trilogy, before I saw the trilogy, I already knew everything that was going to happen, so I can't experience it like the way I'm supposed to. Like the way that apparently is so amazing that everyone decided to make all these parodies about for. What were you saying? I kind of like just completely interrupted.
That
you and
happens a
went on
lot.
Giant rant.
Well, what I was gonna say is the way it sets it up for return is then there's actual consequence, or at least illusion of consequence, where you care about the killer. You care about the characters after
Those damn
character
killers.
building. You care about them killers. You care about them through character building in Act 2, and then when Act 3 happens, and there's weight to the tension. There's so many moments in Returns where there's so many scenes where you think one of the characters is gonna die. Han Solo and Leia get cornered on that. I forgot the name of the planet. When they're trying to blow up the reactor. Yeah, with the Ewoks. Like there's moments like that where they get completely cornered and outgunned, and they're completely outmatched. Meanwhile, in space, everyone is getting outgunned when they're fighting the TIE fighters, and then even meanwhile after, like somewhere else back at the ranch, Luke is outnumbered by both Vader and the Emperor, and he has this fight with Vader and just barely beats him, and then the Emperor starts kicking the shit out of him. It's a constant, the good guys are getting the shit kicked out of them, and you feel like there are real consequences happening. Any one of these characters could die at any moment, at least the illusion of it. It tricks you into feeling something, but you wouldn't have that same feeling if you didn't have Part 1 or Part 2, especially. And Part 2 was all about character building.
Also, don't forget the big, huge reveal, like with Vader being Luke's son. That was like
but
aha moment.
That's what I was saying. Is like I think that people love that movie the most because of the twist and like that the ending and the reveal. Like I think that is why people consider it to be the best one, is because of what like it implies. It's like a game changer, and it's like, oh no, now consequences will never be the same, etc.
It was memed so much.
But you can't experience that as a person watching this movie ever unless you were born in the 1980s or watched it as a child before you've seen any sort of pop culture reference ever.
Yeah.
Like, you can't,
it's too late for us.
You can't. You
I was
watch
one of those lucky.
normally.
I was like
you
one
can't
of the
do
lucky
it. So
few.
I'm trying to judge it as like a movie, but
yeah, even as a singular film, it doesn't end well for a movie. It literally ends on a like kind of a cliffhanger. It has the tiniest resolution, but it ends on, don't you want to see what happens next? It like that's the entire ending.
Yeah.
As a contained film, it's not very good because it only what it does well is it makes you want to see what happens next, and that feeling that people get. That like
yeah, but the thing is,
at the very end of the movie,
where it ends, the story is kind of shit because everything
by itself,
it's just crap. Han is gone, and Luke just got his new arm, and everything is, and they're looking out through the window, and everything is sad.
Well, that's the whole point of like the
Yeah.
cliffhanger thing, right? And that's
Yeah.
what a lot of people like about it. So I don't know, like my criticisms aren't really like that the characters are in a bad place by the end of it, because that's like intentional. I just feel like the book, like I like where it ended. I like parts near the beginning, but the movie part of like the whole movie, you can't just say like that the last 20 minutes are the movie. Like that's not representative of the movie. The movie is bad. Like it's just Yoda and them dicking around, and that's it. Like the entire movie of Episode 5 is Yoda, and I hate Yoda. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Like
You're
he's
supposed
he's
to watch
so
the
annoying, and he
prequels
doesn't
see how
fe-
cool he is in
It's
that.
just a puppet. It's just a fucking puppet, and I can't. It's not like I'm trying to.
Dang puppet.
Yeah, I mean, like there's puppetry in other movies that works out very well. You know, it's not like
dang
I'm going to every
crystal.
single. It's not like I'm going to Pan's Labyrinth and saying like, oh, it's just a dude in a fawn costume, because it's presented well enough that it actually feels like what the narrative is saying it is. Whereas
Yeah.
Yoda, it looks like a fucking puppet. It's done really fucking poorly. The voice is annoying, and it like I can't suck myself into it because
Can't
it's
suck
not
yourself?
presented well enough. The whole point of watching a movie is to be able to be sucked in and fooled by the illusion of what they're saying is happening. And with Star Wars, the original trilogy, especially Episode 5, I can't do that because it's all so fucking fake.
It all works together, but
I can appreciate it historically. I can understand its like cultural relevance and context. But as a film, for me just wanting to enjoy a movie and be interested in what the characters are doing, I can't do it because it doesn't look fucking real at all. It's just a fucking puppet.
That's actually now that I think about it, that's another thing that I understand why people like, or what people like about Episode 5 especially, is think about the Star Wars universe when they first started coming out. You have A New Hope, and think about where it takes place in the film, like where they go. Episode 5 explores a lot of different places and it really builds the world, not just it adds far more depth and character to the place, this universe in which all these characters exist in. And I think that's another
Yeah,
reason
that's
why
true.
people really like it. And then the final episode, like, I think 5 takes place in a lot of different places. It has a sweeping story across the galaxy, whereas the other two films really only take place in 3 or 4 places. Really, like even like Luke goes back to the swamp, and there's a lot of people going back to places where they've already been, and then they bring back the Death Star. So that's not even new. They're like
The Dank Star.
It's
Star.
exactly the same, except for one tiny little fix.
Yeah, I love they're like we patched
Are we
that
talking
hole.
about the new one again? Like, wait, I don't want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
We don't. I don't. I want to
even
avoid.
Do we,
say
talking-
that.
do we want
Don't even
to
say that.
do we want to
That's
make it
spoiler.
bigger? Maybe we want to,
Did
do
anyone-
something different with it? No, just the exact same thing. Yep.
Just
Did
put some
anyone watch
plywood
the
on that
dorky-
hole.
Did anyone watch the dorky, like it's like 8-bit parody of this, where the guy, it's supposed to be the manufacturer or the
Oh, yeah.
designer of the Death Star, like talking to everybody, and he's like, "Listen, like I designed this port so tiny, and it's an exhaust port, and he just like basically rips on the whole idea of the possibility of Luke being able to."
Oh, what the?
Oh, did he just
Oops.
disconnect?
No, sorry. What the fuck?
We lost him.
What did I do? Do you see me?
I disappeared for a second.
He's back.
Okay, wait. Sorry. No, I was trying to type into chat, but I
The
couldn't.
return of Daniel.
Fuck, I was clicking on my name. Sorry, Daniel died, not me. I was trying to type into
Now-
the chat on
Resurgence.
thing, and then it wouldn't let me. I accidentally full screened the. Sorry. Somebody asked in chat what kind of a professional, if I plan to keep doing YouTube forever, or if I can do something more professional. if I can do something more professional, I will, and I'm working my way towards doing that. But it takes a
How's
lot of time and a lot of money, and I don't have a lot of money yet, and I don't have a lot of time yet. So I'm
How is
working on it.
YouTube not professional? There's like a bunch of people on YouTube that are like millionaires.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, well,
Markiplier.
It's not
what
stable.
you're doing, and it depends how you're doing it. Because,
PewDiePie.
I mean,
You can't always rely on YouTube for funding.
anyway.
Anyway, let's rip on this new one because man,
Yeah, it's a
I'm not gonna check my IMDb messages right now, Blue Sir, and in
Fucking
fact, I
piece of
don't even
shit.
know if I'll remember to do it later.
new Star
You
Wars.
should message me on a platform where I often check my messages, like Twitter.
there are so many things wrong with that damn movie. I just walked out of the theater. I was like,
There
Yeah,
was
that's
there was
true.
one thing that
Huge
really
disappointment.
really bothered me with the new Star Wars movie, and it contains no spoilers. But
Okay.
there was this scene where Finn was at a table and he accidentally activated like the old. I don't even know what it is. Is it a
It was the old
game
board
like
game.
a holographic? And it just the entire scene just screeches to a halt, and for a couple of seconds it's just remember this thing, remember
Yeah.
this used to be in the old movies, remember
Yeah,
this,
there's
and
a
then
lot
it
of
just
that.
goes back to the plot, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I was.
There's a lot
That
of.
was so stupid.
Yeah, I was.
yes, I get it. We're on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
keep
oh
fucking-
wow, it's the old one. Whoa, yeah, references.
See,
Come
there-
on.
There were parts that, like that being said, and I completely agree. There were also little references throughout the movie, and I remember saying this immediately when I walked out of the theater. I said that one of the things that brought it down for me was those moments, but there were a few which were actually just subtle enough, and they didn't focus on enough. It was kind of in the background. I was like, oh, that's clever, and it wasn't something hidden. in the
Yeah,
background. They
a
mentioned
lot of the references were good,
or
but not all of them.
Not all of them.
Some of them, you're
No.
right. That scene actually did take me out of the scene. It was they literally stop and stare at it.
It
for
was
5
it was
seconds.
so instant and just like he accidentally did it as if he broke a prop, and everyone just went silent, just stared at it, and was like,
And they're in the
This
middle of
is
talking about
weird.
something important. They're like, we gotta get out of here, and he's like, yeah, and he hits the thing, and everybody's like, and they stop and like, look at it, and then he turns it off, and it's like, anyways, it was like,
yeah, it was exactly like that.
So yeah,
Excuse me.
You're always excused.
I love how he has well, I say
Special
Luke's old.
effects.
Actually, yeah, what the fuck?
What?
I just realized. Yeah, that woman, that pirate who owns that bar, she has Luke's old lightsaber, and I guess Anakin's old lightsaber.
Spoilers.
And it's in the trailer.
Trigger warning.
I just wish that we were talking about something else, honestly.
Give me 2
Like,
seconds.
We've been talking about this for a long fucking time after I was like, let's not talk about the new
It's
movie.
no spoiler, and it's fine.
What about that new album movie?
Um,
Oh yeah, that came out at the same
And it's
day.
a long movie.
yeah.
No chance whatsoever.
So she has Luke's old like lightsaber. How the fuck did she get it? And they even ask her, it's like, how'd you get this? And she's like, don't worry about it.
That's a story for another time.
But
And
the
you're like,
last
what?
I saw that
Was
lightsaber-
anyone else bothered by the fact that she was CGI?
No. I
A
don't know.
bit.
I mean, almost, like
A tiny bit.
They went through the great lengths of basically doing all this, like, hey, everything's like normal effects, like we used as little CGI as possible.
I think they
And then-
designed a character and then realized that they had to see. It's like Yoda and Phantom Menace. It was originally a puppet and it looked like
Yeah.
fucking garbage, and they got rid of
Is
it.
it CGI now?
You can't get Jim Henson. He's dead. And they're like, I imagine the puppeting world. is
Jim
kinda-
Jones.
It's just, it's kind of scarce. So having one CGI character and like maybe like a few in the background is fine. There were a lot of practical effects in this movie.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is great. So
I've
I
been
don't
trying to
mind.
change the topic for a while.
Okay, we can,
I
whatever.
don't know, like
I was just
we've
literally
been talking
saying.
about this movie for like an hour at least.
I was literally just gonna say that it made no sense how she could have gotten her hands on Luke's lightsaber. It literally fell.
Please,
into
no
an
Star
abyss.
Wars.
All right.
Adam booted me
Return
again.
Let's talk about the new Star Trek
sequel.
trailer, guys.
Oh, this is something I can definitely hit on. Holy fuck!
It's got Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. Ooh,
Fuck.
it's got.
Oh, yeah.
lasers. Ooh, it's got new ships.
You know what's
Ooh,
funny is like I feel like there's a parallel that exists that not enough people picked up, is that I almost feel like you could probably just mix the Star Trek trailer side by side with the new TMNT trailer, and it would probably be the same.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet you could just play them side by side, and they would like line up, and you'd see a secret Illuminati code.
This might be something. I don't know.
Let's try it.
But like
matchup trailers.
the older
things
Star
in the middle
Trek
of the frame
like
that match
TV
up.
shows and movies, I felt that they had like Star Trek has always been like thought provoking, like
That's their entire point.
Yeah.
That's the point
And
to
then
explore like philosophical ideas. That's the entire point of Star Trek.
yeah. And now it's like, oh fuck that. Nobody wants to
Yeah,
watch a movie where they have
Fuck
to think.
thinking.
Simon Pegg seemed sad about it. Somebody asked him that.
What about the new movie?
Yeah, about the new trailer. He was like, "Yeah, the marketing people."
Woo.
It's like they took like I actually because they used that in the very first new Star Wars or Star Trek trailer or sorry movie, blah, and they even used it in the trailer originally. But yeah, I think I remember people walking out and being like, "Whoa, it's like Dude Bro Star Trek." But it's funny that they just brought that song back because they're like, "Hey, remember how shitty Into the Darkness was? Guess what? Faggots, we're back.
I didn't even see it.
Better than ever."
All I heard was that it was bad, and that's it.
You never watched the trailer? They just play.
No,
they-
Into Darkness.
Oh,
I haven't seen.
oh.
I saw the new trailer. It's stupid.
Yeah, the fact that the whole
Fuck
trailer
J.J.
is just
Abrams and his
sabotaged
little
by
mystery
Beastie
box.
Boys. Great song, but I mean, like, just like, yeah.
I agree. J.J. Abrams turned Star Trek into Star Wars. Thank you. Because
That's it.
to me, Star Wars is 100% about the characters and the actions and the story, while Star Trek at least should be about the thought behind those things.
Yeah, it's the difference between science fiction and science fantasy. And
Yeah, I guess.
and like Star Trek, it loves to explain its science and the world that it lives in, and it tries to make it as plausible as possible.
I don't know if the audio will come through or not.
But not
Can you guys hear this?
I'm seeing it.
I'm seeing it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm seeing it, but I don't hear it.
Well, never mind. I'll try this again at some point. So far, it seems like the same.
This is
It's
the
Yeah.
TMNT.
Very
Oh,
similar.
he's playing them side by side.
just aliens,
It's pretty much the same.
and toidles.
Yeah.
I can share. I'll share you guys this link. But this is enjoyable.
I can't wait for Kirk to put his dick in
It's like they
another
were
alien.
made for each other.
To go to another worlds and fuck everything.
I don't know if anyone is as into Star
Bundy,
Trek as me
yeah,
here,
the
but
perfect
does
time.
anyone know what happened to T'Pring in the new version?
Not me.
Never get any explanation.
No, they didn't. They
No, I
didn't
don't
give
know.
anything.
Because I was like, oh my god, Spock is being unfaithful to his. I don't. Where did she go? He was like married? No? Alright, fine.
That's the thing.
I-
Like they basically just. I mean, this is J.J. Abrams we're talking about, the guy with like,
Yeah.
the most shallow director right now, and the thing is with both Star Wars and Star Trek, there's like a shit ton of continuity and everything that just
Yeah.
applies. And he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna make a movie that everybody's gonna want to watch because action and things, and surprise in somewhere in the middle of it that you're probably already guessed is gonna happen.
Yeah, that hit a lot of the same beats. It was actually very similar, the two trailers. That worked out. Oh,
I wish
I guess when I screen share,
they
it only shows to you guys
paired
the actual thing.
Uhura up with Scotty instead, as in the original series. But no, we can't have her like date Simon Pegg.
White
He's not
cis male.
conventionally attractive enough.
White cis male? No.
Cis cum.
And Scottish, the worst.
Yeah.
My guess is that they just remade Scotty into like, oh, let's have him as a comic relief character instead. Who cares?
I want him to grow the mustache. That's all I want.
Yeah, that would be great.
I don't even care about Star Trek at all.
You're an idiot.
I care about Star
I
Trek.
like the next
I care-
generation.
I
for
care
its,
about
like,
Star
really funny YouTube. Clips.
I agree. Simon Pegg is a very sexy man.
Yeah, I can see him being attractive and everything, like from a objective standpoint. Like
In your fantasies?
yes,
When you compare
very-
beards,
I get in a three-way with him, and Nick Frost. Nick Frost is wearing a gimp suit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Mm.
Where do I go from there?
cricket.
Yeah.
I don't care about Star Trek. I don't care about Star Wars.
I
If
don't
I'm
care,
like
I'm
I'm
not-
like
Me
the
neither.
cancer of their of
We should have changed the subject.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm like the cancer in according to their
The
fan base.
the
'Cause I'm the
anti
person that's like
the anti
fuck
sci-fi.
it, modernize it. I don't care. I'm not attached to it. Like
Yeah, I like honestly, I don't mind the remakes. I think
I grew up
listen,
with
I can easily separate them from the original series. I don't care.
I just like
Okay.
to see it. That's the thing. Like I grew up with like
Yeah, me
the new
too.
generation, so I was like, when I heard Star Trek was coming out, I was like, oh great, something that's the equivalent to something like this, you know? And,
I thought it was the
you're
next
like-
generation.
yeah, the next generation.
I thought you
Star
said the
Trek.
new generation.
You know,
Next
it's kind of funny that like
can't
a
hear
lot of
me.
people get mad, but even the film
Okay.
itself explains that it's like an alternate reality.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, why even do that? Why didn't you just make a new like it's the next?
Because they want the original characters. I mean,
Yeah.
they want to be able to say, "Oh, Kirk and Spock are back again. It's the original Enterprise. Woo!" So,
If you mix
Yeah.
Kirk and Spock, if they had a baby, they would call it cock
yes, they would. They definitely would.
or spurk or spick. Sorry. I'm gonna go.
Well, Spurk is the ship name, so
As long as-
don't.
Adam, you're gay, so it's okay. You can't be racist.
I know.
Exactly.
I'm allowed to
Someone
say.
is saying, Adam, tell us why Lord of the Rings is the best film trilogy for you.
I guess when you say the best film trilogy, it's probably according to my IMDb ratings, isn't it? I don't know. It's a very when I was actually watching through so I watched through the Star Wars original trilogy before I saw the new movie, obviously, right? And so when I was watching through that, one of the things that I was actually thinking, not just the original trilogy, but even the new one that I was watching, was I tried to I did kind of have that comparison in my head of like, okay, well, what don't I like about these that I like in the Lord of the Rings original trilogy or whatever? And I think what really separates those and what makes me care about Lord of the Rings a lot more is that even though it is a giant journey from point A to point B, their major problem, major solution by the end of the movie, like they share that much, right, in the original Star Wars trilogy versus Lord of the Rings. What really sells Lord of the Rings to me is that it has more to do with how the characters are interacting with each other and what they're experiencing. Because even in the original Star Wars, it's like it's not really all that character driven. Yeah, you can say like, oh, he came from the shitty planet, and you never would have thought that it's a person from the shitty planet would magically know how to fly a plane and save the galaxy. Oh, anybody can do anything. And then it's like, oh, Han Solo, he's such a badass bad guy. But what really sells Lord of the Rings, it's not like, oh, they're well-written characters. It's not like, oh, they're so defined. It's that they interact with each other. It's that it's like when I think Lord of the Rings, I'm thinking like the heartbreaking moments between like Sam and Frodo and how the journey like tears them apart almost. How like the way that they communicate with each other changes, and it's all about like power corrupting people, and the characters transform so much by the end of the film, and like sometimes they're like everything's not just set on one group of characters. With Star Wars, it's more like A story and B story, like what's Luke doing, what are the droids doing, and that's about it. Whereas with Lord of the Rings, it's like there's so much going on in the universe, and it's all so important and detrimental to the plot, like what Gandalf is doing and him fighting that other dude and like
Saruman.
everybody's more or less doing something like important, and like characters will lose each other for a long time and then come back and meet each other again and be like,
Yeah.
holy shit, where have you been? What have you done? And like the dynamics will change, the groups will change, and it's such it's for me it's less about I don't give a shit about the fate of the planet and whether or not the ring gets destroyed. When I
Yeah.
watch the Lord of the Rings movies, I give a shit about what it does to the characters and their relationships, and that's what I really get from those movies, and that's something that Star Wars doesn't really do all that well. That's something that like they just don't develop nearly as well, nearly as in depth. Lord of the Rings is like super in depth about the characters and how they treat each other and dismantling their relationships, and that's
I
what
would
feel-
watch
I
Lord of
feel
the
like
Rings
that-
again rather than start watching Star Wars.
I can watch
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. I could watch it again right now.
Yeah, but
And
Lord of
Star-
the Rings is
I love Lord of
it's
the
not about what happens during the action. It's about what happens to the characters after the action
Yeah,
when they
even though- I
talk
mean, like,
about it and they
do like
live through it.
like
They pause and they set up camp and they sort of deal with it.
even
They
I
have
mean, like
actual
even if you are a
lives.
person that just does like it for the action and you don't give a shit about the characters, you're still getting something from the movie because it's all done incredibly well. The only there's only like a few shots here and there where I'm like, oh okay, like I can tell like because of the it's 2003 and I can tell like that's a weird sort
Yeah.
of CG shot. But for the most part, like people don't realize attribute this as much to the Lord of the Rings. Like people will always attribute it to shit like Star Wars. But
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings was a pretty fucking monumental filmmaking achievement also in terms of its
Yeah.
what they achieved, the effect, like how they got a shit ton of actors that are not short to play like that are not like
Yeah.
way shorter to play hobbits, and it's like the entire movie is this like intricate spectacle of forced perspective and how they built
Yeah.
different sets to be larger and shorter and like giant tables to make things create an illusion of height and it was very very well done, and I think it would have to be my favorite film trilogy, honestly.
Has anyone watched Clerks 2?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't even bothered.
No.
Anybody?
I haven't
Mm,
well, Mark, I guess.
Mark does.
I've never
Mark?
got to the point.
Yeah.
Do you
see
remember the scene in Clerks 2 where the Jesus kid and the other guys going at it about Star Wars and Lord of the Rings?
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that from the trailer, and that's about it. Is that the conversation that we're having right now?
That's
Brandon?
I can't help
much
it.
exactly
I
what
want
we're
somebody to
It
enjoy
goes
the
more in
moment
depth
with
than
me.
the movie. But
What do
yeah,
you think
it's a
about
good
Fight
conversation.
Club, book-wise and film-wise?
I doubt you've read the book.
I haven't read the book.
I haven't read the
movie's
book.
Shame on
either.
all you.
The movie's good. I like it a lot. It's a little overrated, and it's good though. I really like it.
I actually really want to get into reading that author. I hear nothing but good things, and some of his other work like that it comes really highly recommended, and like literally nothing to do with Fight Club and that kind of recommendation. I think
I'd totally recommend the book. The book is pretty
I've heard
awesome.
it's really good too. And from what I've read snippets and like been told some of the kind of synopsis to like some of his other works, and they're just really out there and at least interesting even in concept. So yeah, I'd like to check them out. I just don't have a lot of time to start reading. I have a ton of books. I have so many fucking books, and I just can't even.
Books.
I mean, I
Audible.
can't even read.
Audible,
I'm
man.
dyslexic. How do I have all these bugs?
Hi, thanks for watching my YMS review. If you can, just go to audible.com/YMS and help me out. There's a lot of cool for bucks.
That's like the.
You'll
first
also get a
thing that
discount.
happens.
Surprisingly,
That
even if
website
you
only
don't
because
use
it's like
that.
a YouTuber ad rev bait. That's it.
But dude, just type in
Referral.
yourmoviesucks.org and you get a free discount. Buddy, you could start reading the Lord of the Rings fanfiction right now. It's
Gay
read
fan
by-
fiction.
It's read by Daniel Craig.
I would
Daniel
listen to
Craig.
Daniel Craig read gay fanfiction.
That would be pretty funny.
I wonder.
Danny DeVito reading it would also be great.
And then he right in. Oh, that'd be great.
I breathed deeply as her hands caressed my bosom.
I wish I could do it, Danny DeVito. Fuck. It's like.
You wish you could do Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Quote Mark.
A Danny
2015.
DeVito, one of the many.
Mark wishes he could do Danny DeVito.
My favorite Danny DeVito is Drunk on the View. Danny DeVito.
Mark wishes he could do Danny DeVito drunk on the View. 2015. Quote
What?
Mark.
Hey mom, check this out. No hands. Sorry. Who's that? That
Jason Schwartzman.
No. He played the parrot from Jafar. Fuck yeah, Jafar.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
From Jafar Returns.
that was a shitty sequel.
Yeah, that was really shitty.
I had it on VHS, so
Aladdin.
it was the only one I watched when I was a kid.
Aladdin. Laden?
Layden.
I'm dyslexic, I can't read. Ah,
No one typed it.
I know.
I can't read the words coming out of my
That's
brain.
how dyslexia works, you idiot. Educate yourself. Wow. You should figure out
Racist.
you should figure out my pronouns, Adam. Sorry. But that voice actor, I can't remember his name, but he's fucking great. And when he read 50 Shades of Grey, that
Gilbert
was-
Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey. Him reading 50 Shades, or he should just read fan fiction. I feel like he would just make. Oh, that'd be so incredible. I feel like that.
Actually, 50 Shades of Grey is based on a fanfiction.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I know
It
all
is.
about it because I read it Twilight.
That'd be really funny if Bad Dragon had a referral link similar to Audible.com, and I was just like, "Hey guys, I hope you enjoy that review, that Cool Cat review. Do you want to get boned by Cool Cat? You can just click this link."
I would.
I love Daddy.
There is a link to all of the big cat dongs they have.
They discontinued the best one.
It's like written in like that kind of like
Oh.
LA thug like,
Comic
like
Sans?
West Side kind of font, and it's just like Cool Cat loves you across his cock.
Oh no.
Sorry. You know, what would be great if we did a radio play of a fan fiction. We like got a bunch of different actors, and like we got mics, and it'd be like Adam approached Cool Cat and touched him gingerly. And he's like, I don't know if I should do this. I better call my daddy Derek. Your daddy is here to save you now.
If he's not a child, he acts like a child.
Yeah, it's
So that
weird.
enough is a turn off.
Bad touch! Bad touch!
I still live at home. I don't know what an internet is.
And he's always too loud.
He's either a child or
A
insane.
man-child.
Yeah, he's
Always
either
loud.
A man-child or a child-child.
Imagine Cool Cat giving a eulogy to
Yes.
Daddy Derek, and he just screams like because he can't control the volume of his voice. I miss him so much.
Where did this come from?
I just get this shit in my head. I just think about why.
Scary place.
It is a very scary place.
Help me.
You want to get in this brain?
Wake me up inside.
Can't wake up.
I would love Cool Cat reading fanfiction. That would be hilarious.
We really want to get a Cool
I
Cat.
would pay for that.
fursuit.
I would definitely pay for that.
We'll, like wear it and then just fuck around.
If I
with
could
it.
get Mark to show up at furry conventions wearing a Cool Cat fursuit and just yelling at people, that would be amazing.
I would do it.
Hey,
He's
Adam,
cool.
Seems like it should
Adam,
be
you
a
might wanna watch
relatively
out.
inexpensive fursuit to make compared to
Adam,
other
you might want to watch
fursuits.
out. Daddy Derek might try to come after you. You know?
If he holds the beer the whole time,
Copyright.
it's parody.
He's gonna murder you under copyright.
As long as he's holding a beer in his hand, it's a parody.
got a
CD
gun
should
with
be
copyright
changed
written on the
ways.
side of
Be
it.
Cool Cat.
We already did that.
What? Already did that?
Pika Petey.
Oh yeah. Well,
did that.
it's not like he's gonna be like, hey, that's my original character. He's pretty sweet, anyways. Yeah, you're just like we should have our own prank parody channel where it's just Cool Cat pranking people. Yo, check out these cool, sick kissing pranks gone viral.
In the hood.
It's like
Gone
jumping
sexual.
and mauling like ladies. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna love you good.
Child molesting prank. Gone wrong.
Steal a child from the playground. Prank, 2015.
Stealing little babies prank gone sexual, gone viral.
Gone sexual.
Gun sexual.
2016.
Going to the bad parts of downtrodden
Daddy
neighborhoods.
Video gone viral.
Yeah,
Mess
I
with, mess with black
prank
people
Gone sexual.
In the
daddy
hood.
parachute suit or a Cool Cat suit.
As much as like we make fun of like prank videos and all those really kind of shitty reaction videos,
It's actually high class art.
exactly. It's really like
Better than I could do.
avant-garde, really. If you think about it. If you don't think about it, it's really cool.
Did you hear about that the one chick there is at an art studio and some woman whips out a knife and starts stabbing this one woman and everybody thought it was like, oh, it's impression art. We're just gonna stand here
Oh
and watch
no!
it.
What? Where did this happen?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about that guy that stabbed a woman in the street and everyone thought it was art?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh my god.
So everybody's
my
like,
God.
oh yes, look at
Where was this?
the expression on her face. It's just
I want to look this up.
I think it was
my
maybe Japan
God.
or something. Someone was,
What?
I don't know why. Maybe Japan or something.
Oh.
Not
yeah, I
sure.
think Japan.
That's insane. Oh.
He stabbed her
What if she was
multiple
carrying
times.
spaghetti and it like
Fell everywhere.
everywhere, and they thought it's art because it's not real blood and it's just spaghetti?
What do you call that like pseudo like avant-garde like performance art shit? Is that what you call it? Like pseudo performance art? Like I don't know, like it's when like somebody does something, it's usually always, I mean absolutely always genital and related in some sense. It's always about vaginas, pregnancy, or cock.
Cliches?
Clock shays.
Called interior semiotics.
But it's always has to relate with like some people's genitals and how shitty the world is. And it's always like a girl sticking like spaghetti in her vagina and be like, "This is shit," and then she like poops in her hands and rubs it on her face, and everybody's like clapping. They're like, "This is deep."
Oh, you gotta love
It's
art.
called
This,
art.
don't-
this sounds very
It's called-
feminist.
It's called school, where like literally the whole thing is just a scam, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll teach you how to make art." No, if you knew how to make art, you wouldn't be teaching at an art college.
Yeah, I feel like
You can't mix. You know, you can't get a college where they can teach you how to make art.
yeah,
It's a what is it called?
Artistic sense? Talent?
oxymoron.
Not oxymoron. There's another word. Whatever.
You killed it. Okay.
There's another word for it, and I forget this word all the fucking time. It's my number one word that I forget. I've forgotten this word like 50 times, and you would think that I would just.
So it's not an
Remember
oxymoron, but
It's basically an oxymoron. It's for like an impossibility that it's like a corner in a round room. You know? There's a word for it.
Paradox.
It's like a paradox. Thank you. I knew it was
Alright.
with a P, and I forget that word all the time.
okay,
A
so
living
I'm
dictionary.
so I forget that word all the fucking
You're-
time, and it pisses me off.
You're welcome, Adam.
Thank you. It's everybody else remembers it fine. As soon as I start going with like logical fallacies and stuff, then everybody immediately is like paradox. I just like it's the word that escapes my brain. I don't know why.
Because it's hard to get.
What's the next good game that's gonna come out? Mass
Division.
Effect Andromeda?
The Division.
I think that's
Is that
March.
Tom Clancy?
what?
Huh?
Didn't that already exist?
No, they just came out with the alpha. I got to play
I
like
have no idea.
3 days of that.
I'm not excited about the kind of vertical slice that they
No.
gave us before, but I mean, I still think it's gonna be a very competently made shooter and game, and I think it'll still be good. It kind of sucks when they show us something and they don't deliver fully on it. I don't think it's going to be as bad as Watch_Dogs.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, I can adjust the volume of
Did-
you guys individually. I didn't even know.
Did you play
Omar,
the
I
alpha?
don't like
Did anyone
them.
in here play the alpha?
I'm just kidding.
No, I didn't.
Because so the whole like the multiplayer, the PvP aspect was actually pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I actually I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a shitty Call of Duty remake, basically, when you just step in, you just like have 12-year-olds basically just shooting everybody and making everybody angry.
Yeah.
But it's actually very interesting because it always felt like you were always on a standoff with everybody that you met. And you're just like, hey, I'm not gonna shoot you if you don't shoot me, and then you just like part ways and go the other way.
Yeah, I really do like that approach. I know that like all their presentation is they do what I guess is like what's now known as I guess the mic trick, where when they show you the video and everything, everything's kind of sort of it's not pre-rendered or anything like that, but the chat between these characters is kind of it implies something that you can't really do in the game, but there is that level of it where you can talk to people and sort of call out to somebody. And it's really cool. If you use it, I think that would be the proper way to play that game is with a mic. And it's the way you approach people. That's the only thing I like about those Arma games. Is it Arma? When people play like DayZ and shit like that, it's the really cool thing that I like about them is not the game itself or the gameplay. It's really the human interaction. When you run into a random person and you instantly, like, human nature kicks in and you point a gun at them, it's like, you either just want to shoot them on the spot, or you're like, who are you? And you interrogate them, and it comes off very you're like really standoffish.
Are we cool? Are we cool?
Kind of like Rust gameplay, exactly.
Oh, you Rust,
Yeah. Yeah, Rust
That's
is
what I
also
was
like
thinking
that.
of when you were describing that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot less incentive. There's a lot less incentive in the whole PvP aspect to actually just like, well, you know what? I'm going to be a complete douche because the moment you do anything, you're suddenly like this you have a target.
Yeah.
So it's a complete balance of like, well, this guy has gear I want. I could shoot him, but then I'm gonna have to run for the next like minute. So it's like if you can't just go on a shooting spree, or everybody has the incentive to like basically gang up on you.
Everyone has guns.
And so so it's actually I think it's actually balanced pretty well because that whole aspect of like I met a couple people where I was like, oh, I'm gonna we basically helped each other out, so we're cool. So how about we team up? And so you team up for a bit, and that when you get done, you just like jump off and be like whatever. But you definitely benefit on both sides of being able to do both, and I think they balance that both well. So I think it's going to be a decent game.
I feel more interested in playing that. I mean, I don't own a PC, but if I did, I feel like I'd be far more interested in this.
It's coming out on PlayStation, PC, and Xbox.
Yeah.
So you guys will.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. In fact, I might even actually buy it. It has definitely caught my interest so far. It's one of the games that's on my list of games to get lately. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Sorry.
What?
I'm responding to somebody's thing in chat. Piano Teacher does have a Blu-ray, and the only Blu-ray that exists of it is in here. And I don't know if I explained this in my Blu-ray collection video or if I had this by the time I made that, but the Piano Teacher exists on Blu-ray in here. But unfortunately, in this collection, despite much of these having English subtitles, the Piano Teacher does not have English subtitles. And so the Piano Teacher is the only Blu-ray in this collection that both doesn't have English subtitles and also doesn't have a different Blu-ray that you could buy with English subtitles. There's some movies in. Oh, I did mention this. Yeah, it's you have to buy the DVD of the Piano Teacher and then take that subtitle file and then use it for the video of the Blu-ray. So you have to in order to watch the Piano Teacher in HD with English subtitles, you either have to have a computer that you can use to rip these things or just torrent it. And there's like a 12 gigabyte file that's really easy and already set up.
And that was just for educational purposes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a fact. I'm not saying, hey, go download it. I'm saying if you want to download it, like if you're interested in this product that they're not selling you, and there's a torrent, that's a fact.
I'm just saying because Daddy Derek might always, sue you.
Yes.
The funny thing is, I still remember the last CD I bought, which was one of the Korn albums. But the thing was, they had like a license file on the CD, so I could not play it on my MP3. I could not play it. I could not listen to it, so I had to download it illegally in order to be able to listen to it.
It doesn't hurt pirates at all.
And the very next album I bought was 4 songs for $30.
Thank you.
And my parents were like, "Are you stupid? Are you serious?" And I was like, "No, it's for a good cause."
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was a long time ago. That was like almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm committing myself to trying to get shit done starting January. Because now that I'm like moved in, and once I get all those other rooms set up, it's like I'm basically just gonna install like Pro Tools on my beastly PC, and then export all of the stuff that I was working on from my laptop, because I hate Logic now, and just use my beastly PC to start making music and learn a new program and see what I can do with that, and then I'll try to get it mixed and mastered professionally.
I would love that. I still have those songs on my phone.
I appreciate it, but yeah.
That's a dedicated fan.
Somebody was asking how you start up on YouTube and get an audience. Well, I mean, there was about 3 years of doing those videos on the film review. The film review channel existed for 3 years of me working on it nonstop without making any money off of it. So if you're willing to put in that much time and dedication while you're also working other jobs,
were you getting views at least?
Get off the ground.
If not money. Were you getting at least views, if not money?
Not that much. So by the time I jumped off and did my Patreon thing, Leap of Faith, that was around like anywhere between like 20 and 40,000 subscribers. I don't think I had 40,000. I think I had about 30,000 at that time. And so yeah, maybe I would have been making a decent amount of money if I was releasing a video every like week, but I can't with my channel, and so that's the whole reason why Patreon exists anyway. Is to just like have it actually be sustainable. Because right now, like as a comparison for the gaming channel, that releases videos like pretty much weekly, and the game like that makes about $300 a month. And when I say makes, that's not profit. I mean like that's total. We're putting in more money into the gaming channel than we're making from it. But we are, now that Mark is living here, we're gonna transition him out of like working a kitchen job and then just doing that, and seeing if the influx of him working on the gaming channel more and having more videos per week will help it skyrocket. We're gonna do like a Patreon campaign for the gaming channel, so Mark has some.
Good luck, Mark.
Can actually,
thank you. And yeah,
do it.
I literally quit my job for this. Like I have, I think 3 more shifts left, and it's gonna be Adam Plays like full time, and we're gonna see how it starts. We're gonna give it about like give it like half a month to see if it's doing
Doable.
well.
Yeah.
And then kind of go from there, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to fall back on another job, unfortunately. But yeah. So.
Polly asked about Hannibal, and Matthew did now too. I kind of wanted to ask you too. Have you watched Hannibal?
I have watched Hannibal.
I haven't.
I've watched.
Do you like it, Mark?
I do, but and that comes. It always comes with a but. It's
It always comes with the butt.
always.
Always comes with
Hannibal
the butt.
is full of butts.
It's yes.
Literally.
Anyways, um, it gets worse with every season for starters. Um,
It gets more surrealistic and weird
Oh,
with
yeah,
every
really.
season.
that's true, and I realize that part of that is looking into the mind of somebody who's insane, and so they really play around with that aspect. Season one impressed me.
Yeah.
It yeah, it really impressed me. The level of the writing and the execution, the way it was shot, these characters and the actors especially. Mads Mikkelsen. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. I love that actor just to begin with, and the fact that he's playing Hannibal, and he does such a fucking good job. The actor who plays Will, the way that all these characters are written too, it's incredibly interesting. It's like it, I remember when Dexter first came out, and everyone was telling me about how amazing Dexter was because it was about a killer, and it's like, oh, it's about
Yeah.
this like guy's a killer, but he's like the hero of the story, but he's a bad guy, but he's kind of mixed up, and everything that everyone explained Dexter to be is exactly what it wasn't, but Hannibal is, and it exceeds incredibly. Doesn't hold back on its gore, its horror, and it's effective in its presentation. It's the first season was incredible. I fucking loved it. I got hooked immediately, and
Yeah.
it was great. Season two starts, and I start noticing problems. They're bringing characters back from the dead. There's actual plot holes. There's
Kind of. Yeah.
continuities that yeah, and like it is kind of. It's not like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not
But the thing
stupid.
is, uh, I saw an interview with Brian, and I mean, there is weird stuff in season one too, like
Yeah.
continuity stuff,
Oh yeah.
and you're like, how the fuck did that happen? Like the angel maker who like flayed up his own back and then
Yeah,
tied himself in the ceiling, and you're like, how the fuck did he do that?
I
But the
know.
thing
Yeah.
is, Brian himself has sort of acknowledged that yes, we're aware of this, and we left it because it's sort of like a weird thing within the show, and like they're aware of it, but they think that's kind of fine. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but
Yeah.
they
It's
acknowledge it.
yeah, and I just so yeah, not exactly a perfect show, and like I did notice that the first time watching it was kind of weird, and but no, I just yeah, it comes down to it also comes down to the characters as well. A lot of people talk about that show in terms of what it shows you as far as like the death and the killers and
Yeah,
what it doesn't shy away from, but what really gets me is the characters. It's
yeah,
I
yeah. I
love the
agree. I
relationships
agree. The
between all of them.
interesting, the like I talked to a girl from my school, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm watching Hannibal, but I'm kind of bored. I'm sort of waiting for the gory stuff." And I'm like, "You're watching
Mm,
it for the wrong
Game
reason.
of
It's not
Thrones.
about the gore, and it's
yeah.
not about the
If you
weird
want
stuff."
gore, just go to Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
exactly, exactly. It's about like the psychology, and it's
Yeah.
about the characters and their relationships. It's not about the gore. It's the oh, it was so
I also I,
stupid.
I also love the fact that in the timeline of when this takes place, like where Hannibal is at, and he's completely free, and he's just living it up, and I love that because it's like I love where the character Hannibal is at. He's in this huge power position, and you get to really see
Yeah,
him in his element. Whereas he's always kind of he's always in power, no matter how much you cage him up, which is amazing about that character and what really
yeah.
shines. But we've seen that 1,000 times, and it is great to see him out in the world just being the monster that he is. And
And all those cannibal puns, man.
I know it's great. Actually, like the one thing I loved is like what a great cook he is, and as somebody who is a cook, I really appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Every time he made a meal, I would eat it. I would eat what he was making. Like if I did not know it was a human being, maybe if I did know it was a human being, who knows? Uh, like uh, they're like what they do with the character is just amazing, and I know a lot of people like Hannibal is one of those characters in which it can't not be Anthony Hopkins for a lot of people, but Mads Mikkelsen did an amazing job and continues to do an amazing job. Well, it's like, but and then with the series, yeah, it just keeps going downhill each new season, unfortunately, and I don't know what to say about it apart from that. I feel like it keeps stretching a little bit too far, and my interest starts to wane. I didn't even finish season 3. I got about halfway through it, and I just gave up. I'll probably finish it just for the sake of finishing it.
Yeah.
Because I do want to see where it goes, but it's just by the season 2 finale, I was completely spent, and then I just kind of forced myself to watch half of a season when it came out, and then it didn't feel like it was enjoyable anymore. And then somebody just asked about
That's part of the
Sherlock.
reason why I don't start
Yeah.
a lot of shows, is because it's like, well,
Have you
it
seen?
just goes downhill. Then
Have you seen?
It's worn out and overhyped.
No, I haven't seen Sherlock. I don't care.
I like it. The last season wasn't the best, but it's still pretty solid. I like it for the most part. I mean, as far in like Sherlock is something that constantly keeps being brought back in like a lot of different forms and different aspects, and this isn't the first modern Sherlock that's been made, but it's certainly one of the most competently made and written. Also acted too. The pair of Martin Freeman and Hubert Cumberdale, beautiful, mwah, perfect actors. It's their chemistry's great. Everything's great about that show. Not really, but I mean like it's a solid show. Very little complaints about it.
Somebody's been asking about Goodnight Mommy for a while.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to say my thoughts on it without spoiling it, but I mean it was
It
just
sounds like a horror
it was
movie.
just very meh. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
It was all right, and that's about it. Like it just wasn't amazing, and
Yeah.
those are, without spoiling it, that's all I can really say about it. It was just very.
Is it a horror movie? Because it sounds like
It
one.
is a horror. It is a horror movie.
Yeah. Horror thriller. I guess. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to The Revenant a lot.
Oh fuck.
I don't know when I'm gonna see that. So I guess that and Hateful Eight I'm looking forward to. For the end of the year or whatever. Man, I hope I really like I'm visiting my family for a week during Christmas, and I hope I can convince them into seeing a movie or something, because then we'll probably see it at the VIP theater or whatever, because it's really easy to just get to there from their place in Edmonton. When I have parents that have a vehicle.
Yeah.
Man.
I miss having a vehicle.
Yeah. You never should have sold it.
I couldn't afford it.
I know, but then you spent twice as much on bus passes.
That's Vancouver for you. They're like, hey, it's way too expensive to own a car here. You should just get rid of it and either take the transit or get a bike. And I did exactly that. And they're like, ooh, that's going to cost you. In fact, it's going to cost you
Because you're
about
going 2 zones.
It's going to cost you about as much as owning a car, except for it's going to take 3 times as long, and you have to be surrounded by disgusting degenerates every single day.
Ninja Person, as much as like I get along with Max Landis, I don't exactly trust him on film taste. I don't think it matters whether or not he liked The Revenant. It was so weird. I was like 2 nights before moving out of my old place, I get a phone call and it's Max Landis, and I'm like, what? And it was like 10 p.m. and I was just about to go to bed, and I answer the phone. I'm like, is this the wrong number? He's like, don't think that lowly of yourself. And then he just picked my brain over the course of like half an hour, because he just saw Anomalisa and he didn't like it that much, and he wanted me to explain what I liked about it. And by the end of it, he was like, you know what? I'm happy with what you said about that. And I knew that if there was somebody that could make me appreciate it more, that you could do that. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. And I was like, good night. He like called me out of nowhere. He has my phone number because we met in LA. So it's not like he just randomly had my phone number.
He just finds you.
But that was funny.
He tracked you down.
Yeah.
I've been
He's a nice guy.
I've been
He
hacked.
he's he's a kind of like a weirdly eccentric person. Like he's very socially different than the average person that I would know.
I
But
can relate in a way.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
What's that 0 Day found footage movie? You know
I
about
don't care.
All
Zero
found
Day?
footage movies are weird.
Should I IMDb this?
Is this the sequel to Project X?
I should make a project. Why? 0 Day. Let's
Every
see.
review. Project Y? More like Project Why did they
Oh,
make this
2003.
movie?
What were we talking about this for? Is this a Columbine thing? It looks like it. I think Joe watched this movie because he was obsessed with like Columbine. Yeah, Joe was obsessed with.
Shooting people?
He's not like a.
I
bad-
know, I know.
He just he
Last
found it
person.
very fascinating and interesting, and like he went into like he did the reserves and everything too. Like he's always had this fascination with like shooting and stuff. But anyway, like he just watched a bunch of Columbine style movies and documentaries.
Like
and...
elephant. And...
It was so weird, you know. Like there was this phase in Joe's life where he had seen every piece of media that has to do with Columbine, and you know, like
Yeah. He had all these maps in his
he's
room.
not like
it
he's
was
not
really
like a
weird.
person that seeks out like indie movies, but he watched Elephant. Like he saw that before me, and I was like, hey, like that's so weird. Like you know about this movie? Okay. Anyway, yeah, that it doesn't really have anything to do with what I was saying, or I wasn't really going anywhere with that. Yeah, Maniac was shit.
Oh my god, Maniac.
Maniac was
funny.
so bad.
Maniac was really unintentionally funny. We were just laughing. I think I remember saying a line, ironically, and then the character actually said it immediately after
yeah.
me, and we laughed so hard.
Somebody's asking if I'm going to be seeing Joy. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I've seen enough. What's his name?
Poopy butt face?
Oh man, what's his name? He's the guy who's
Silver
only
Linings
ever
Playbook?
he's like only ever
Silver
gonna cast
Linings.
Jennifer Lawrence from this point on, ever.
It's too bad that he just keeps underpaying her.
Um, let's see.
Uh,
What's his name? I gotta remember this director's name. David O. Russell. I feel like I've seen enough of his movies in a row, and that they've all been the exact same, for me to not have to see any one of his movies ever again.
Robert De Niro was in.
I feel like he's done enough, and now I can just be like, okay, I've seen whatever he's going to make.
So he's kind of like Neil Blomkamp.
Blumkin.
Blumkin.
Neil
In the sense
Blumkin.
that he made a first good movie, and then he just kept making that same movie with the same actor.
Well, David O. Russell's first good movie was the one we were talking about earlier, the existential
Crisis?
I Heart Huckabees. That was his first movie, and that's unlike his
District
other
9 wasn't
movies. Like he
Neil's
did that,
first.
and then I think he did like Three Kings or something.
No,
like I don't even.
That's not what I meant. In the
What?
sense that even in comparison, that wasn't Neil Blomkamp's first movie either, but it was the first one that got him like a lot of attention.
Yeah, I think it was his first movie.
Really?
Yeah,
District 9?
I think Neil Blomkamp's first movie
His
was
first
District 9.
feature, really.
Yeah. So what are you? Is your point dismantled?
No, you're just missing it.
It was his first movie.
Adam.
You're wrong.
You're not my real
What are you
dad.
saying?
Jesus Christ, Adam! Like,
You haven't gotten to your point. I don't know what you're
it's
trying
saying
to
that
say.
the first movie that really got him noticed, and that he just continued that cycle of like slightly the same
Which-
premise, same actors.
Which movie would you say that was for David O. Russell?
Silver Linings, and then there
Well,
on.
yeah. It looks like he's just doing that over
Exactly.
and over. The Fighter was was really overrated. Everybody loved The Fighter for some reason. It was all right. Um,
They want you to play your guitar now.
are you trying to like Jedi influence me? There's like
Well, I kind of love you guys, but it's 1 a.m. here,
no, no worries.
and
I
You
was
can't
about to
leave
wrap
us.
it up
3
pretty
a.m.
quickly
here.
anyway.
yeah.
You like usually the max it goes for is like 3 hours, and we started at around 1, and now it's like 4 p.m. So it's
Well,
been about 3 hours.
I
plan
gotta
on
get up
ending in
early
like.
tomorrow and
Yeah,
jump down the Christmas
thanks for
tree,
dropping
so
by.
Merry
bye!
Make sure
Bye!
I get the
Ethan,
extra large.
why don't you go buy plastic tree
I'm
like
waiting
everybody
now.
else?
Boys
Bye.
house, no girls allowed. Yeah, we'll end this in like 10 minutes anyway. And Mark can get back to work.
It's
on
kind of a
his
small
thing.
group this time around.
Yeah, it's possible that a few of those people just decided to be in chat anyway. Because now it's like now that when I'm doing this, it's like I include the link to the YouTube thing. It's not just publishing for people who are subscribers to my blog channel. I start
Yeah.
the stream and well, you saw the message, right? So
Yeah.
So I mean now people have that option. So I think that
But how do you
People are
differentiate
actually
when?
wanting to participate and just want to watch.
yeah, I think that a lot of remember before I included the YouTube stream, there would always be like maybe 2 or 3 people that would literally just like they wouldn't say
Be
anything and
there.
they just wanted to like watch anyway, right? So
Yeah.
now I'm providing that outlet and it doesn't take up slots for people that would want to talk and engage in the conversation. So
Makes
I think
sense.
that's a good I think it was a good solution to that problem.
Just a
But
love
how
it.
do you differentiate then between like someone who's in the Hangout and any random subscriber comment?
Well, sometimes I have it as an unlisted link, so that only the people that were patrons will be in the chat. But at this point, it's like there isn't that many people anyway, so I might as well share it with more people.
No.
And I mean, I like there's always the option if they want to be more noticeable, they can always go in to the actual Hangout, which a regular subscriber can't do. And I mean, as much as I do want to provide something extra for the people donating, which I'm still doing. I also am the type of person where like I don't want to discriminate against people that are just as supportive but don't have money.
Yeah, I
So
understand. It's that
I still like want to be able to provide something for people who can't pay for it and are instead sharing my videos.
because when I had my mic off, I was ignored in some way
hmm
before
I
opening
always
my.
well, I don't know. I feel like if I'm reading pretty much every question, but I'm not responding to every single question because some of them like when I'm in the middle of a train of thought anyway, it's just like not worth it, or I'll remember it if it's important enough, or if somebody wants to repeat the question, then usually I get to it. So I don't know. I feel like if someone shows up in chat and they feel like they're drowned out, then they can always message me on Patreon if they want a refund and felt like it wasn't fair or something. But
Do you actually have those?
what?
Like, it wasn't fair.
Refund? I've had somebody message me before I had this YouTube streaming thing as part of the Hangout. I had someone message me saying that they couldn't get in, and so I said I'll make sure you're in next month. I've had people message me saying that they got into a tough financial situation and asked for a refund just because they couldn't afford it, and I just gave them a refund because I don't like it's donations. I'm not
Yeah.
like I
Mine.
appreciate the help I can get, but I don't want to like take money from people that can't afford
Need it.
to donate. Right?
Yeah.
I think I even did that once when I was back in the day when I was still in Calgary. I barely knew you. I think we were on a talking basis, and I was like, I'm gonna give you some money, and then I think about a month passed, and like I did a full payment, and then I like messaged you, I was like, dude, I gotta pull back a little bit because
No.
like I cannot.
Never mind, I take it back.
Yeah. I don't think he refunded me, but I was like, I actually like messaged you and was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to change it from like however much I was
Yeah,
paying
people do
to,
that
like,
all the time. They're like, I'm sorry, I have to adjust my monthly donation from like $5 to $2. I'm like, it's okay. Like you
Because
don't even have to message me, even though I appreciate it. Patreon notifies me when somebody edits their pledge, and I can always check the total anyway. I actually somebody asked about Dogtooth. Yeah, it was on my 2010 list. So I talk about it on my 2010 list, and I also really liked The Lobster, same director.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
what headphones are you wearing?
Sennheiser HD 429.
oh wow.
I've had them for like 5 years and they work fine. They're really, I think they were like,
Why
I
aren't you
think
wearing Beats?
they're like 100, not even, I don't know. Maybe they might, I don't remember the real price because
They're
I worked
wireless?
at Best. No, they're not wireless. I've got a cord. I worked at
Ah.
Best Buy when I got these, and so I think I got it for super cheap because the markup on Sennheisers is pretty. There's a big gap between cost and what a vendor sells it for. But yeah, I mean, I really like Sennheiser for headphone quality. I have every pair of headphones that I get is a Sennheiser brand, and I've always trusted them. I even got the Sennheiser earbuds. They're pretty much the only trustworthy brand of headphones left that still makes earbuds that aren't the squishy kind. So they're like just hard plastic. I like that so much better because I get like earwax inside otherwise. Like I get a lot of earwax for some reason. Even if I clean it out, it doesn't matter. And like
Same.
the squishy ones, they never like stay in my ear unless I like press it all the way in. And then if I do that,
And
it's
it's
just like
not easy to clean those.
yeah, exactly. So I'd much rather just have like the old school like original like
Actually, it
iPod
isn't old
style.
school anymore because Apple made like their new headphones. I mean earbuds. They are plastic as well. They're not squishy.
Oh,
It's
well, whatever.
funny.
But yeah, those Sennheiser earbuds. He's wearing Sennheisers right now because those are also my headphones. Um, but yeah, in terms of like that would be my most trustworthy headphone brand. I don't.
Sennheiser did not pay us for this.
No, they didn't. And I mean, like, I've got a Shure mic here, so I mean, obvious. Like, I'm not. If I had a Sennheiser mic also, then maybe. But I mean, I like my Shure mic better than I like Sennheiser mics.
I'm more of a Beats
Um,
man myself.
I got some Yamaha uh like desk speakers that came with my keyboard. Um, but yeah, I mean, depends on the product. I don't really trust one brand for everything, you know? Like I can't just say like, "Oh, all audio products I would get would have to be Shure," cuz like I just don't agree with
Yeah.
it. I just like I've done enough purchasing and troubleshooting and returns and demos and all that to kind of know what I want at this point that I yeah. There's a lot of industry brand mics that everybody trusts and uses and promotes for recordings that I just hate. Like I don't like Audio Technica. I like my Shure so much better. Fucking yeah. Fucking audio files.
Fucking audio files.
This is one of my
Fuck
favorite
them.
mics. The only it is a little quiet in comparison if you are having a group chat like this, which is why I turned it up in my computer after all
It's
that.
just
But
about right, to be honest. It's not either
yeah.
loud or
This is what we
low.
use for the Let's Play
Yeah,
channel.
this is what I use for my reviews. So.
I couldn't find any professional mics at all in any device tool. So I don't know where you guys get these.
Well, you can order these online, or there's a Canadian music store called Long and McQuaid that is really good for music-related products.
Yeah.
Has
But
to
I
be
mean, like,
international, though.
this isn't like a USB microphone. This is like a studio-grade professional microphone that I have plugged into an audio interface and then through USB. So it's not this isn't like a desktop microphone. You would
That's some
if you
serious
look
stuff.
online and you're like, what microphones can I use for video game streaming? You're not even going to see this come up because this is something that you should use in like a studio environment.
I think a good beginner's mic is that Yeti Blue. Like that's a good
Yeah.
beginner's
Yeah, it's a
mic.
good.
I
It's a
wanna
good,
have a
like, I need to
desktop
record
one,
something
but-
and like I'm starting out. Mic.
Yeah. It's Babby's
See,
first
look,
mic.
Dunderbutt. I told you that we have a person named Dunderbutt.
Dunderbutt. Good old Dundertail.
Dunderbutt. We found him.
Maybe it's Donkey in disguise. Donkey, get
Donkey
out of
butt.
here.
What bass did I use on 4 songs? I don't even remember the brand of my bass, but I really like it. I'll show it off at some point.
Brace brand.
I'll show it in my next like music video thing that I make or whatever. I'll show it somewhere.
I'll show you. I'll show them all.
I'm sorry, Rasmus, but we're ending this call in like 5 minutes. We've been here for like 3 hours.
Got-
I'm sorry
Oh.
that you just got here. I apologize.
all
I'm
I-
sorry.
This is all I wanted for Christmas, Adam.
I post the times like weeks in advance. I do.
Had to use a time converter.
Any final topics, I guess, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing.
why is your hair so cool?
my what? My hair?
Yeah.
I don't know. God.
Yeah, guys, like, subscribe to the channel, favorite the videos.
I'm the
go to
reincarnation of Jesus.
audible.com.
And more furry conventions.
I'm going to
Furries.
Elliot's and BLFC because they're both in the same state and they're like one weekend after the other. So I'm just doing instead like all my friends, even though like we're Canadian, we're so close to the American border that so many of my friends just go to all these different conventions, like one a month. It's ridiculous, like MFF, FC, blah 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 blah, and like I don't know. I kind of like to save my money and not just blow it all on traveling every single fucking month because that shit's expensive, especially when you're spending like American money because the Canadian dollar is so low. Conversion rate is kind of shitty. So yeah, this year I'm just doing like the only convention that I'm actually traveling to is the 2 that are in Nevada, and they're literally one weekend after the other. So I'm basically just taking like a 10-day vacation, and that's all I'm doing for the year, and then everything else can just wait.
Yeah.
Other than Rainforest, which is in Seattle, and I can literally get to Seattle by paying $40 for a bus. So that's not even really like that's not even a big expense. Like it's so cheap to go to Rainforest that I consider it to be like a local convention.
This is, like,
Seattle's so close.
this is gonna be like the first time me going to the United States for like since I was like a little baby boy, and of all things I'm going to the States for, it's a furry convention, which is gonna
Well,
be interesting.
you're gonna be going to the Animal Collective concert before then,
That's true.
so you need to get your passport.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, finally gonna see Animal Collective, my favorite band. I've never seen them live ever. Sucks. They like never come to Canada though, but I kind of understand why. I understand why most artists don't come to Canada. It's
Vancouver is so easy, but the fact that you have to go across the border, like it's so
It
close
also-
to Seattle, but like,
it also costs them a fortune to come up here.
yeah.
There's really stupid
rules.
laws in place in which it costs them almost like they barely break even just to play in Canada, and like stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah. There's like 2 cities in Canada where bands usually go, and it's either Vancouver or Montreal.
Or Toronto, right?
Usually it's Vancouver and Montreal, sometimes Toronto. Toronto's major enough, but the bands I like will go to Vancouver and Montreal because they're like the hipster cities, and then like giant
Damn
bands, yeah,
hipsters.
they go to Toronto also. But Vancouver and Montreal seem to be the best places for music. that band that I was listening to while I was drunkenly setting up that room, Land of Talk in Montreal. Shit.
What
This
shampoo
happens
do you
every single
use?
time. Every single time we do a hangout and we're like about to end it, somebody new shows up. I'm sorry. We've been here for like 3 hours, but I will stay 5 more minutes. Do you have any questions or
Concerns.
comments?
Concerns?
Are
I
you
guess since everyone's
concerned?
late, I'm just curious. Whatever happened with the whole Cool Cat thing? Like, did the guy ever directly respond to you and apologize, or?
So he took down his video. He edited his Indiegogo campaign of his next project, which used to say that I would be making a cameo appearance in it, and I already sent him the footage for it a while back. So he re-uploaded his Indiegogo campaign video to make it say that I would not be in it. Well, not say, but just sneakily remove the mention of me in a really shitty edit. So that was really passive aggressive, and he refunded my pledge to his Indiegogo campaign without even notifying me. Just refunded it, and then he refunded everybody's pledge probably once he realized that it would be illegal to continue to accept money from people for something where you change the perks halfway through or change the promises halfway through. And then, I mean, I messaged him on Twitter after a couple days after I posted my big Cool Cat Fair Use video, and I messaged him on Twitter and I was like, hey, look, it's obvious that you don't approve because of him removing me and whatnot, but I literally just said, it's obvious that you don't approve of what I said, but can you please at least address what I did wrong, or at least I was wanting to know. This was before he even took down his video. I just wanted to know, do you disagree with the statements that I made in my review? Do you still think that what we're doing in my entire business, do you still think that that's not fair use? And can you
He's just
construct an
angry.
argument? I was trying to be logical about it and just I want to get down to the facts and I want to get down to the truth, and I just want to come to an understanding, and that's all I wanted, is just to come to an understanding. And so I just messaged him just saying hey, can you please respond to me and just let me know what you're thinking? And then I guess a week or two later, it was he removed me as one of his approved followers on Twitter, because his account is protected, which means that you can only see his tweets if you're an approved follower. And since I was a follower before he protected his tweets, then I could see it. And so then, just literally out of nowhere, I just got removed from the follower list, which is basically the same thing as blocking me, except he didn't block me. So, yeah, just really passive aggressive, and that's it. Instead of responding directly or messaging me or stating his concerns or even trying to have a dialogue about it whatsoever, I've reached out to him asking him to respond in some way privately to me. He doesn't have to do it publicly. I asked him to respond in some way, and instead he just he basically blocked me. So that's all that came out of that. Really, it was he just was childish about it, and that's about it.
Why is he not just like Tommy was selling it and just making a lot of money off his the product
He's
instead?
not. He doesn't understand the world or reality. Hence why he created Cool Cat Saves the Kids.
He was really saving kids, you guys.
Hence his entire persona. Honestly, I'm not really upset about it. I'm a little disappointed because I would have loved to ride the Daddy Derek train of just fantastic. Well, no, not drama. I mean, I would have loved to continue
milking it, just milking it,
being this guy's friend and being in his projects and promoting his stuff. I actually, before this whole drama started, I was this close to booking a theater, the Rio Theater that I've mentioned in my reviews. I was this close to booking it to show a screening of the Cool Cat Saves the Kids movie with my review followed afterwards, and I was in talks with Daddy Derek about it, and we were pretty much gung ho. Like I had his permission, I just had to set it up, and I was that
you
close.
were gonna fully pay for it? Like he was not gonna give 1 penny for this?
What do you mean?
Like you were gonna pay to rent the theater or whatever to show the movie, right?
Well, I would be selling tickets, so I would make money off of it too.
Why would he not be for this? I mean, that's like
No, he was for it. But then he
But
fucked up.
obviously had a can along the way.
Sorry?
But yeah, it didn't. But you're saying though it didn't turn out in the end though, right? Like,
It didn't turn out because I made my copyright video, and then like he just hasn't like I wouldn't be able to set it up after this point because like he's cut off communication with me pretty much. So I mean like it would have been nice, you know, and I mean if he's just gonna be a child about it instead of just being like, oh, I'm sorry, it was wrong, or here's where my misunderstanding was or my misinterpretation was. He could have done that, and I still would have been like, okay, let's book the theater, it'll be fun. But instead, he's just not even communicating like an adult. So,
you
I
think
don't know,
maybe
like,
to him, like possibly, like he's just so prideful, like he considers pride over money or something. Like if you talk shit about my own like creation, I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying this is what he's probably thinking. Like he feels so much pride that he'd rather keep his.
Well, I mean, that would have to be the case if he was copyright claiming people's reviews that were promoting his film.
I mean, someone said
I mean, like that was the whole
he was
deal
disguising
with
himself
everything.
as a
Is
law
like,
firm.
sorry.
I mean, someone is saying he was disguising himself as a law firm to intimidate I Hate Everything.
Yes.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah. So I mean, like from the get-go, if he was concerned about like being a smart businessman for the sake of his product, then he wouldn't have even made copyright claims against people that were very clearly promoting his product, whether it be positive or negative. They were promoting his product, and even in his video, he fully admitted to having an increased amount of sales because of those videos. So, of course, he's prideful, and of course, like he's a child. That's the simplest way that you could put it? Is that he acts like a child, and part of what made him such an interesting character to me in the first place is because I even said this in my review, is that he has this childlike naivety about him where everything that was wrong with his review and everything that could be twisted into like this weird sexual way where like no human being would ever have him say, I'm Cool Cat and I love all kids. You like if you're gonna write that into a kid's thing, you say I love everyone, and it sounds less weird. You don't say I love babies. You don't have a human being having an intimate relationship with a cat lady and
I
call
love
him
them
Daddy
all
Derek.
fresh.
There's so many things that are just wrong with it in a weirdly suggestive, perverse way, where any normal human being watching it would say, wait a minute, that's fucked up and weird. But he has this childlike naivety about him that somehow he wrote this entire thing, and all of that just didn't even cross his mind. He never once thought about those things. And so that's part of why I found him to be such an interesting character, is that all of these normal things that like all of these conclusions that you would come to as like a functional adult, he never came to those conclusions. He never had those thoughts. And so it really stays in line with his character and isn't really surprising. It's pretty consistent that he would be reacting in such a childish and unprofessional way about all of this copyright drama. Really, it's like you can't. I knew when I made my Cool Cat review that like he was a special man, and like I'm just going with the flow. I
Not
can't
in an
honestly
offensive way.
pretend like I'm hung up on it. I can't honestly just be like, oh man, like I'm so surprised and shocked this man that made this Cool Cat Saves the Kids movie and did all of those things that I mentioned in my review. Like, this is who we're talking about. It's that same guy. So I can't really be surprised about it. It's just I'm instead of being upset, I'm just happy that for the first 3/4 of a year that it did happen. I'm just happy that it lasted that long where we were on good terms. I'm surprised because honestly, nobody expected that we would be on good terms after I tore apart his.
But, like, does it annoy you now that you kind of have free promotion for him online, or are you just thinking, oh well, I'm making
Why
profit?
would I care? No, I don't. I'll continue. Like I'll buy his next movie. I don't give a shit. Like I don't. Why would I? I'm not like a vindictive person. I don't take like vengeance on people. I'm not gonna be like, everybody stop buying it. I'm not gonna add an annotation to my video saying, oh, by the way, this guy was a dick, don't buy his product. The reason why I wanted people to buy his product is not because it's like, oh, he's a great guy and he's just like a nice family man. Like I'm not a charity. I'll do that to some. I'll just have like all this cash going to some African kid in Uganda that doesn't have a family that Jack Black wants to interview or something. Like I could be doing that if it was about, oh, they're a nice person. But no, I promoted his film. I said buy his product because I want to see more of that product. And that's whenever I promote something and whenever I want to sell something on my channel, it's because I want to see more of that product. It's an entirely economically driven way of selling and promoting. I want to see more Cool Cat. I want to see more Daddy Derek directed features. Because even if he is an asshole, and even if he continues acting like a child, they're fucking hilarious, and I would love to see more. So I'm not gonna stop promoting it, and I'm not gonna be upset at the fact that he's making money, because I don't give like I would love him to make money if it means him.
He doesn't
making
have to
more
stay an
shit.
asshole forever.
Fucking Dan Harmon's an asshole. I'll still watch Rick and Morty.
Oh, really? The guy who made Rick and Morty's dick? Huh.
Yeah, he's just a dick to people online and on his Twitter. He like, I don't want to get into it right now because we're ending it, and it's.
I feel like you can't be a dick for at least like the first season or two, or whenever you're new in the industry. It's just
he's not new in the industry. He's
Been around for a while.
yeah, he made
Really?
Community. He's like done shit tons of stuff.
Huh.
He's just a dick to people. He's literally just an asshole to people. And if you want, you can look this up, and I'm sure you'll find like several examples of him just being a complete asshole.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, somebody said something that like wasn't even an attack on him, and he immediately like dropped 2 hours and just like started bashing this guy on Twitter and like dot replying everything he was saying, like, I hope you get fucking killed, you piece of shit, and like literally spent 2 hours just attacking this one person who was a fan of his show and just didn't even know that they'd said anything wrong. And then all these other people started harassing this person because it's like like if you're a celebrity and you start harassing somebody, then other people are gonna start harassing them. And it was just like it was the weirdest fucking thing where like everybody looking at his Twitter account was like, what the fuck, dude? Even Notch made a replied to it and was like, you need to stop posting. Like this is fucked up. Like he literally like Notch from Minecraft responded with the like cat song. To stop posting, or it's time to stop posting. He's a dick. He's a complete asshole to his fans. But I mean, Rick and Morty's still good, and I mean, Justin Roiland's a part of it, and so if Dan Harmon's a dick, that shouldn't affect whether or not I support Justin Roiland. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant. Any final words or comments or thoughts or anything? Because I'm gonna end this.
Just one last question. Has like does people like Nostalgia Critic or JonTron, do they have any influences on you, or like not really?
Yes. There's a lot of stuff there's a lot of ways that Nostalgia Critic approaches his reviews that I go, that's dumb and I don't want to do it. So I avoid doing it in his way in a lot of ways, and I'm sorry to his fans, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I just don't like about how he approaches it, so I try to avoid it. And then with JonTron, I would say that when I got the idea for the Cool Cat review to cut away to me actually reading the book, I would say that was a little JonTron inspired is the successful like tone of the cutaway. I would say that I kind of had JonTron in mind when I thought about cutting away to to me reading the book and doing those like extra things.
JonTron probably has the best cutaways.
Yeah, he's good at cutaways. If I have one complaint to make about JonTron at this point is that the ratio of like review to cutaway has like now it's mostly skit and cutaway, which is what I don't like about Nostalgia Critic. Like I wish with JonTron there's now too much like skit to review ratio. But he's still funny and he's still a cool guy. Yeah, I'm gonna end this. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thank you very much, patrons. Thank you
Thank you very
non-patrons
much.
who are also supporters that just showed up. Yeah, everybody.
See you next month, Adam.
Have a happy holidays.
Yeah.
You too.
Probably Merry
Christmas or Hanukkah, or if you're from ISIS, then
Satan's-
have a happy terrorist plotting.
Yeah.
Have a happy goat sacrifice, Satan worshipping, rape, bloodbath, dead baby pool. Have a happy holidays. I mean, like that's what I'm gonna be doing on my Christmas anyway. But you guys can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna slay a goat.
Bye guys. Thank you. Goodbye.